Hello, everyone. Let me remove some stuff real quick. I just broke the wheel on my chair. Hold on just one second. Let me find my coat and my hat. Eric, let's see. All right. Let me take, oh gosh. Let me take that off. Where's it coming from? Is that you, Eric?
That's me.
Okay, so that was you. Okay. Making sure I wasn't, oh my gosh. Okay, think, Crush. Think. Hide. Okay. Good
What's up, Cap?
morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Everybody ready?
Top of the morning to you.
I fed them all a buffet, gave them whiskey or beer, coffee, whatever they needed in the chat. So
You
we're all
did?
fine.
Well,
Yeah,
damn.
we had bacon and egg, toast, donuts, you
Wow.
name it.
Thank God. Because I'm a shitty host.
We'll be swooped like a tick.
I'm over here drinking lemonade. And it's probably going to pour down here pretty soon. So, and then it's like in the 70s now. And then it's going to be in the sub zeros. Sub zeros, 20 degrees ish. And then it'll go back up. And then it'll go back down. So, like I said, we have tripolar weather. We have Lori weather. All
it,
365. So, see, we
it's
were made for this stuff.
it's close to 60 here, and pretty much has been all of December on an average. I mean, we've had a gorgeous December, a gorgeous December.
Awesome.
Because I don't,
We had a balmy one. It's just been very balmy, grody.
yeah.
Hey, Kathy. I think I accidentally slipped you off from being a mod on. I don't know. Let me know, and I'll go fix it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do any more damage.
I don't have control over anything.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I
No, I
sent it.
don't. No,
I
I don't.
sent it. I swear.
No, I know you sent it because I'm talking to you on it, but it didn't give me admin ability
Huh. That just
because
sounds crazy.
I was gonna put a banner up just saying that
Oh, Lord.
Moons had been disqualified just to let it run, but it wouldn't.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God. You'd have pissed everybody off. Oh, there'd have been a lynching somewhere.
But
Oh my goodness. So how's everybody doing? Um, Julie, I know you've been here. I know. I saw in the chat earlier. I don't know why I wait till the last minute to start like prepping myself and see I'm still not done. And then I slid into my chair and the damn wheel broke. So ta-da! Miley
all right,
Cyrus.
we're on time for a change, and the audio works, and man,
No kidding,
we're like
right?
getting like professional at this kind of stuff. You know what
We're
I mean?
getting there. I don't know about all that, but I'm getting there. Eventually, y'all are ahead of me, and it's okay. It's okay because we pull each other up. We just keep nudging each other along.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and Jason was checking the website to make sure that there was still going to be a hearing. I already have Judge Boyce's channel pulled up, but we started early. I'd actually originally, because I guess from explaining the time zones so much, I confused myself. So then I'm
Trust
making
me.
the thumbnail and everything, and the thumbnail says one thing, and then that's a whole rat race in itself. Okay, I told you I'm not very computer. I can do everything from my iPhone. I mean, seriously. But you put me in front of a computer, and I'm like, I don't know where the file is. Where did the files go? I don't
Yeah.
know. And so um, it takes me like 30 minutes. Sometimes it'll even Streamlabs will like lose, or StreamYard will lose all my info that I've already put in. And then you go to, upload your thumbnail, and then I have to and I'm like, oh my God, I hate doing something twice. And Julie, thank you. Jen had let me know, and I will take you up on that. I really appreciate that. That is very, very, are you sure? Just, don't want to throw anything on anybody, but every bit helps. That's for sure.
Do you want me to exit out of this one and you can send me the link again with the admin rights, or you just want to?
Well, stay here while I try to dig it up, and that way you can talk while I look, because I can't do two things. I mean, I can walk and chew bubble gum and talk, but when it comes to...
Well, that's 3 things, so dang, you're good, girl.
Right? I'm very multitasked. I just can't talk and process my thoughts. And
Hi, Butterfly 23. Hi, Julie. Hi, Eleanor, Sandy Lee, Angela, Sharon. Actually, I think there's... Oh, Shaman. It's just Robbie. What's up?
It's just Robbie. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not done doing what I need to do.
Angel, Julie, Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Kristen, Small Fries, Sharon Locke, Cat 8 Canary.
Oh yeah, Cat 8 Canary. Always on KJ's channel, I think. Yeah, Cat 8 Canary.
Canary had a bad day then, didn't he?
A lot of cross-channel people. I love it because I do the same. Jess Nelson, yay! Are you feeling okay, Jess? I hope so.
No, Julie, I'm not. We're not getting bad weather. It's. I mean, it's overcast out, but it's like 58 or 59, right at 60 degrees. It's really, really beautiful for Ohio in December. Ohio.
Yeah, go Buckeyes. I know that much. I do have a Buckeyes hoodie, so there you go.
Hey, hi, Amy. True Crime Sushi.
Some sushi. Some True Crime Amy. Amy, you want to come in? Red Rover. Oh, okay. How do I get out? How do I go to... Let me not ask my stream that. Let me not ask my guest that. Let me talk to myself.
Okay.
Instead of outside of myself. Let's see.
Where's Top Sale at, Julie? I'm not sure where Top Sale is.
I can't do it while I'm in the stream. It doesn't look like.
Well, we won't mess with it then.
I want to mess with it.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, I'm joking. I really don't need to mess with it. Is what I don't need to do. But that's neither here nor there. It just sucks because I sent that to you, and I sent it to Jen, and I sent it to Jason.
Jason, your husband?
My almost husband, yes. My husband in practice. He's been practicing a long time. Poor thing. He's good at it.
Hey.
But yeah, that way, he could start it on time for me maybe one day. Allegedly. I don't know. But I wasn't quite finished putting my makeup on, and I'm sitting here not doing that either. So, I'd be on camera, which I was so not ready yesterday. That's for sure. Oh my gosh. Just literally. Jen was like, how much longer? I was like, I just need to go to the pot. I got a potty. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm bossing you around. I'm like, it's okay. I need it. So, and then you were pushing her. So see, there you go. That's how that works. And it worked good. It worked out real good. And it was a delightful stream. You know, it was a pleasant stream. That's oh wow. It was good conversation. It was nice having my parents come somewhat, come by and be in chat. It was a lot
I thought,
easier.
I thought it was amazing.
Me too.
I thought it
Makes
was
me feel
amazing.
good. And it makes me feel good when they're smiling and happy and it's just it's a weight off my shoulders. It's just one thing I'm sure a lot of people can relate, like when your parents are, when you're growing up. I remember being little, like 4, and like if my mom would cry, I would cry too. Thank you, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Marilyn Pastor. Thank you so, so, so very much.
Thank you, Marilyn.
It means the world. It really does. I like that. As I was so against monetizing. However, I can do it by myself, but it would just sure take me a very long time. And who wants to do you can't, I can't do this by myself. I need God's army. And, for those of you that want to help or can help, or this is your way of contributing, then that's great. If not, you being here, that's amazing. That's all that matters. I appreciate it all the way around. We all do. It's just
Absolutely.
a big family. I love it. I love it. I'm blessed. It makes me go back to those days when I'm like, oh, what am I here for? When you're depressed. Back in the day, when I was younger, I'd have bouts of little depression and stuff, and it was just hiccups, compared to life really just wham, showing you what it's really all about. So it's okay. We all have our ways. God wakes us up somehow.
We'll get through it. We'll get through it. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm winded today. I'm very winded. But Julie Mitchell, I'm not mad, but thank you. Thank you also.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you so much. Oh man. And she sent us food. Okay. Kathy, she says I'm a Russian troll hunting mama bear.
Hi, Kathy.
Elaborate. Do tell. It may be self-explanatory, but
you tell.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Okay. Are you checking the channel? Last time they called. They called. Yeah, I'm just checking the channel.
Oh.
The Judge Boyce. Real quick.
I always get confused because I don't know if it's on the home or the videos is where it's going to pop up. So I have to keep going back and forth to.
Oh crap! Well, thanks for telling me that.
Make sure I catch the right one.
And it's so weird, It's like there's even on the about page, there's no YouTube channel, the URL or whatever. And I was like, well, again, not used to a computer. So I'm like, oh, it's in the damn toolbar, dummy. Not dummy, but silly. It's just like, those moments. I will conquer this. Trust me.
Yeah, you're fine. We still got 13 minutes before it starts, and we all know that it's usually even a little later than that.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to break out.
A breakout. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh Lord.
I told him in chat earlier that the one thing that we don't have to worry about is Means creeping in the background and caught with his phone and causing static and
Yeah, I know, right? But his antlers and bad.
allegedly.
No, that's straight up. He had antlers and he has bad static, and he's a civil attorney. That is not alleged. That is true story. Now he's got. Um, I wonder how he's going to recoup from this.
Well, I've spoken with several different people
Mhm.
about it,
Yeah.
and everybody has pretty much been the same, that he will eventually explode because of his ego,
I agree.
and there will be an interview coming
Or
at
there'll
some
be an
point.
intervention for sure.
Yeah, because you know he's butthurt as all get out right now. So
You know, if he, I swear, I swear here, and maybe I shouldn't. Let me not say this. Because nobody needs to be throwing any more damn monkey wrenches on dead, murdered children and innocent people. That is that's just, you might as well go sit over there in the evil corner with Lore Horror and Kool-Aid in the gang.
right.
All them folks. Because it's like you're either here or you're there. You're either on that side or you're on this side.
Yeah.
For us or against us. Pick a team. Pick a side.
I think it was Carolyn. These message. Oh, hi, little brands.
Hello, Brand.
These hearings this morning are motions to modify the subpoenas that has been served on the church, and to be honest, I'm really curious to see if Judge Boyce just doesn't throw them out now. And
Oh, thank you. Thank
thank you,
y'all.
Kristen.
Man, I don't know how to do this.
Hey, we got
Thank
Gigi
you.
in the chat. What's up, Gigi?
How you know it's not Fruit Loop?
Pretty lies and alibis.
What is
Oh,
it, lies or the alibis? Which one is it?
yeah.
Or is it both? Is it both of them? Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Glad y'all are here.
You want to come on, Gigi and Fruit Loop?
Yeah, come podcast. Oh, that's the only casting we do around these neck of the woods. Well, I'll throw a cast net too.
I don't know. Melanie Gibb shouldn't. She won't have to respond to the subpoena now that he's been
It
kicked
depends, I
off.
think, right? Doesn't it depend? Because there's also Pryor, who, he was kind of, I think he used, allegedly. I mean, I would have, I guess, if I were having to have their jobs or do their, or want, whatever, doing what they do.
Hey, put a link in the chat so Gigi can come on, would you please?
I sure will.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know if Heather Daybell will have to honor hers, or Melanie Gibb will, or I'm not sure. That's a great question.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okie dokie says no. The subpoena is not enforceable. It's across state lines.
So
Well,
is all your crimes.
that
I mean,
was,
I know, I'm not making any sense. I'm not trying to, I was just trying to rhyme.
I know what he's talking about, because in that subpoena he wanted, which I think Judge Boyce already said in a motion or in a order that, or was a smile that he can't serve subpoenas
Yeah,
on
I
out
remember.
of
I remember that
state,
too.
something like that. Gosh, I know
Hold
I'm
on.
butchering.
I'm putting my hair up in a ponytail and it's heavy. So then I'll grab that link real quick. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm telling you, you see Trisha at Web Sleuths, that she's my long lost cousin from somewhere because I she'll pull her headband off and then she's all in a mess and I'm like, that's me. So
Yeah,
I used to run into glass doors when I was little.
that's that. The Betty Boop. You're right. Melanie Gibb was served in Idaho. She was served at her hotel.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
that's where she did her castings too.
When we get somebody up here way above my pay grade to give a solid answer on that, because I I don't know. I know,
Maybe.
it just seems obvious because Judge Boyce hasn't even mentioned it in months about hasn't responded in any way except for that one that we just talked about, the state lines one.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
hey,
gonna.
Pops in the Moo Mafia, do you have a YouTube channel? I finally remembered to ask you that.
Uh,
And Okie Dokie says, plus, Gibb was already under subpoena for the grand jury and cannot be served during that time. Okay.
okay. I could have swore I had Gigi in my messenger. She's not pulling up though.
Hi, P_LM. April Passy, good morning.
Hey, April Passy. Yeah, I'm not seeing you here, sister. All right. If I post it in chat, I don't know where to send it. Where, I just stuttered bad. Where can I send that link, Gigi?
Yeah, do you have her email or her phone?
Not that I know of. Probably. I probably do. Good thinking. And look, I already put my links and everything in the private chat, back here. So I
Oh,
try to have them
thank,
hands on.
thank you, Liz Johnson.
Thank you, Liz. I'm sorry I can't see. But thank you so very much.
Gigi said inbox her on Facebook.
Tried.
Well, she said try the portal.
Damn it. It's out of order today. It's only going down. I need to go up. It's only going to hell. Where that portal goes. Y'all, I finally did catch that Lifetime movie. Okay. Like, I didn't watch it when it came out because, like, it was playing. And then, like, I started crying within the first, like, when they started saying names and stuff. And I was like, that's not it, And then I look at my mom and she's all old. And I'm like, that's not my mom. It's weird. It's freaking weird. And so, I don't know. It's on some off YouTube channel, whatever. And because we looked for it on Hulu a while back and it was gone. And I was like, okay, good. I don't have to watch it. But I did that this morning. So there's that. Thought I'd share that little info nugget with y'all. I'm looking Jennifer.
I really am too at Jess Nelson. I really thought that a gag order would have been put in place months ago, but just for the simple fact that Means couldn't stay off Twitter.
No,
I mean, it
he
was
sucks. He sucks at that.
crazy. It was craziness.
It's like we have enough, you know. Like we don't need this whole side circus show.
Yeah, she says that clears the way for Lori to become Mrs. Mark Means.
You're right. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna do it from my phone.
There you go.
Now I can just text it to her.
Oh, let me check the time. Oh, it's 1 minute till starting time.
Alrighty. Well, hold on.
I'm checking.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this and share. I guess, right? Share screen. Share. Do I share window? Yeah. Right? I don't share screen as much as I've done it one other time.
Pull his page up and click share screen, and it should just have his channel on it.
I have it pulled up, but okay. Let me do I share system audio?
Yeah, so we can hear him.
Oh, you have to click it. You got to click it. Uh-oh. I shared the whole window. Okay. Hold on. I'll fix it. I will iron it out.
You're fine. You're fine.
Here in just a minute. Okay, I need to take this down. Let me go back to share. Stop share. Share.
Sure.
Yeah, Jess Nelson said he was LDS, and that's what I heard too. Hey, Mary.
Hey, I have a question for everybody. Is Judge Boyce LDS? Does anybody know?
If I could bet money, then my money would be on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't bet against that, but I've never been able to find out for 100%.
It's good to ask, yeah, and put your fillers out. Let's see. Okay.
Hi, Jilchin, Leanne Ferguson, Liz Johnson.
Oh my goodness.
Switchback image.
Huh?
Kristen 09.
Why is there 5,000 million windows? You see all that? It's like we're tripping.
Can you make just one of them? Can you click the middle button in the?
Like that? No.
No, at the top. Yeah, up there. Click that middle button.
Like this?
Okay, it won't let you. Okay.
Oh man. Okay, just hold it. Do. Wow. I'm just shutting y'all out. Okay.
Each side of the message is just sent out. They're live.
Okay.
They're not
Okay.
live. They're not live on my channel yet.
Okay, hold on. I gotta think. Share screen. I'm using this stupid thing right now. Window. Chrome tab. That's what I'll do. And I'll do Judge Stephen Boyce. There it is. Do y'all see it?
There you go.
Y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right. Yay.
Yeah, buddy.
Moving on up. Sorry. Echoed.
Yep, they're live now. So
Okay, let me refresh. Video. Hello.
You're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We'll go on the record on this matter. This is case CR 22-21-16-24, State versus Noreen Vallow, representing Ms. Vallow is Jim Archibald. For the state of Idaho, we have Rachel Smith, Rob Wood, and Lindsay Blake. Appearing on motions that were filed today is Mr. Woodard on behalf of
Who's the new guy?
parties, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and William John Dowling. And Mr. Swanton is appearing as counsel for the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. Scheduled today are hearings on motions to quash or modify subpoenas deuces tecum that were filed by attorney
Pressure.
Mark Means in this case. The court is live streaming these proceedings on YouTube to allow for public.
Uh-huh.
You've got two screens going at the same time because it's echoing really bad.
Okay, let me figure it out.
That Swanton guy, he's the attorney for the IDH.
That's because I have our mics on. Maybe I need to turn ours off because I could hear you talking. All right, so I'm gonna go back to it and I'm gonna turn our mics off. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Public access. We are also recording this on the FTR system to make the record, as well as we have a court reporter here today. So I will note on the record that just prior to the hearing today, I had a telephone conference with counsel to discuss developments in this case and make sure counsel were aware of that. So the motions that have been filed involve subpoenas that were issued to different parties who are appearing today and contesting those subpoenas. And that's Mr. Swanton and Mr. Woodard on behalf of their clients. Those subpoenas were issued by attorney Mark Means. Late yesterday afternoon, the court issued a memorandum decision and order which served to disqualify Mr. Means from further representation of the defendant in this case. So Mr. Means, pardon me, there's a loud vehicle out there, but Mr. Means is no longer the attorney of record on that case pursuant to that court's order, which became effective when it was issued yesterday. Mr. Archibald was appointed as co-counsel some time ago on the case and continues to represent the client, Mrs. Vallow, and she's currently receiving restorative treatment through the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare after the court made a finding of not competent to proceed in the case at this time. So where that leaves us then is Mr. Archibald is here as the sole attorney at this point in the case. And based on the telephonic discussion, a couple of things, I understand Mr. Archibald was made aware yesterday of the order disqualifying his co-counsel. Also, I was made aware that both Mr. Swanton and Mr. Woodard had not yet received that and were not aware of that information. So based on that, I guess I'll start. Typically, we would call the case in terms of the moving parties and see where we're at. But in fairness, I think I'd like to let Mr. Archibald indicate where he stands on these motions that were filed today and whether or not we can proceed on those today. So Mr. Archibald, what are your thoughts on that?
Your Honor, first of all, Mr. Means indicated to me 2 days ago that he would be seeking a continuance of today's hearing. He indicated that to me on Monday, and I did not see a motion to vacate the hearing or a motion to continue. But in any event, that's what I learned from Mr. Means on Monday. And then last night, in seeing the court's order disqualifying Mr. Means, I'm wondering about what Ms. Lori Vallow Daybell knows or understands about this hearing. So if we postpone this hearing to another day, I think that would give my client, who is mentally ill in a mental hospital, give her time to digest, so to speak, the court's order from yesterday. If the court wants to proceed today, I have reviewed the subpoenas that Mr. Means issued. I have reviewed the responses from Mr. Swanton and Mr. Woodard. So if push comes to shove and the court wants me to proceed today, then I'm ready to do that. I would prefer to be able to talk to Miss Lori Vallow Daybell, even though she is mentally ill. I would like to explain the recent developments. And according to the affidavit of Nicole Cleveland from Health and Welfare, she does watch these hearings from the mental hospital. And so she could be watching now, and this could be news to her that that Mr. Means has been disqualified. So that would be my preference.
All right, thank you, Archibald. Understanding we're kind of taking this up in reverse, but why don't I hear next from Mr. Swanton on behalf of the Department of Health and Welfare on your thoughts on the hearing as it's scheduled for today?
The department has no objection to the hearing being continued. The only request would be that the continued hearing would still be sealed in the future.
All right, thank you, Mr. Swanton. Mr. Woodard, what are your thoughts on behalf of your clients?
Your Honor, we have no objection. I will note that Mr. Archibald during our telephone conference said that we may be able to resolve some of the issues ahead of time, and I'm open to doing that as well.
All right, thanks for those representations. Well, it is a development in the case that I think the timing is such that for a few reasons, I think for the efficiency of the issue, if there are potentially any resolutions that can be reached outside of a contested hearing on these subpoenas, this is essentially a discovery dispute at this point. In the world of civil cases, what we would call it would be a meet and confer, and I would request maybe that counsel do that, given the status of the case, to have Mr. Archibald communicate with Mr. Swanton and Mr. Woodard about the objections made to the subpoenas and determine if there is any agreement on the scope of those subpoenas. And then if we still have contested issues that I need to rule on, I'm prepared to do that, and could do that on very short notice because I was prepared for the hearing as well today. So we will go ahead and continue both motions. I would just request the council discuss the subpoenas with this latest development and Mr. Archibald's thoughts on what is required to be produced in discovery. And if you reach an agreement, notify the court and we won't need to hold another hearing. If there are still issues that require my determination, then let us know. And again, on fairly short notice, I think we can get this rescheduled and go through those issues, and then the court will make a ruling on the scope of those subpoenas that were issued. So based on that, then this hearing will be vacated and continued if necessary. If we don't need a hearing because you've reached an agreement, then notify the court. So that'll be the extent of the proceedings this morning. Mr. Archibald, any questions or anything else we need to discuss today?
No, thank you. I'll discuss those subpoenas with counsel. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mr. Archibald. Mr. Swanton, anything further?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Woodard, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, counsel, thanks for your appearances this morning. Appreciate your attendance, and we will be in recess.
What the hell ever? What the hell was that? Normal?
Well, it's normal when I funked up.
Subscribe under.
Oh, hold on. Don't, or you can.
There was a few times that we
Hold
were
on.
having a
I
conversation.
didn't turn it off. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be good at this one day, I swear. All right, let's go back to what we were talking about.
What they should have done was just vacated everything today, and instead of wasting everybody's time by
From jump, yeah.
doing this mess that they did today. I mean, all
We're
they did.
used to it though, right? How many in here think that we are used to this?
Well, yeah, but
Continuance. Maybe this one's, legit, but all the other ones that were just, a waste of time because people like some attorneys that were disqualified are selfish and they're assholes, and that's their only defense. That is it. You know.
I think the biggest thing that I took away from it is I think that the prosecution and the defense are going to start working together much more
Yes.
flawlessly and more, more in line along the professionalism that should have been going on all along, but because of, of
Amen.
me,
Hey, mommy. My
yeah,
mom's here.
let's have a hearing tomorrow so we can schedule another hearing for after that.
Right, man.
Right,
I should be a scheduler. My mom used to be a scheduler. Well, she still is pretty much, but she's kind of retired a little bit.
Did I hear it right? They said that Lori watches these hearings.
I mean, we watch them. Good God, I don't see why not. She's not watching National Geographic, that's for sure.
Well, but my problem with that is,
do they know about it?
Why are they letting her watch these hearings if she doesn't understand anything? Is it part of her homework?
You are damn right. Oh yeah, I haven't processed that yet.
I don't get that. I mean,
hey, Gigi's here. I'm gonna I'm gonna add her to the stream, okay?
Oh yeah.
Everybody, Pretty Lies and Alibis is here. And hello.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Gigi?
Oh my gosh, do you guys just imagine Mark Means right now wrapped in a blanket eating ice cream and like listening to Celine Dion all by myself on repeat?
Polishing his damn antlers. Sharpening.
I said on Twitter that Means was outside schooling his tires outside of the hearing.
Oh my God. He was peeking through the blinds.
I could picture he's probably sitting next to Lori. They're sharing a blanket or something.
At the end of this, he may end up in a mental hospital. I don't think he's going to handle this very well.
I don't think he has ever handled this very well.
Yeah,
oh my God.
He's butthurt right now, big time. And he, I don't think his ego will allow him to hold that in. He'll eventually do an interview and he's going to explode.
Hopefully on Court TV.
I am here for it, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm just sitting back waiting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Why doesn't the judge ask mental health? I guess people why Lori watches hearings because it would obviously set her back.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
she's able to. It's like watching when you're playing hide and seek, and then you're like, yeah, I'm counting on 20. When I open.
Why let her know what's going on and let her continue watching the timeline as this is playing out, and she can make corrections to herself to make herself stay incompetent.
I will pay somebody I will pay. I'm lying my ass off, but I will pay if they make her watch this channel. Please, for the love of God.
Here's my question. Why is she watching these hearings when she doesn't know what the heck's going on?
Now she does. That's how she knows how to play.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm being facetious, but really, I mean, come on.
And you sound so nonchalant about it.
Right.
I'm not cool with that.
I'm more incompetent than she is.
Right? I mean, oh my God.
Archibald has to tell her, to her gently. I mean, really?
Confer with her? Really? What? Hey, you want me to help you with your jello?
She don't know the sky's blue. Why do you have to handle her with kid gloves? I mean,
you don't handle her. Don't you talk to
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
To the the handlers. That's what I'm gonna call them. Her handler.
I mean, I don't get that, and I don't know who I can contact to find out why she's being allowed to watch these hearings. Does anybody know? Because I'll damn sure call. I'll call somebody in a
I know
heartbeat.
you will.
Oh, we know you will, Eric.
You know, is there a petition? Is there a petition we can start? I'll print one
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Crap.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand.
But
Again,
I do think now that Means is off the case, we'll start to see for the first time some normalcy in this case. I mean, it's been a circus.
Yes.
Before, and then you add this on top of Lori and Chad and Colt and all this crazy crap. Hey.
Yeah, I just felt like for the longest time the focus has been off the kids and Tammy and just on all these shenanigans that he does in court. It's been crazy. And I felt for you guys.
That's what it's been.
Because they have more than we do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was coming anyway. It's like if I go to the hospital and I need a heart surgery and I take a spine surgeon with me, the hospital's not going to let the spine doctor operate on my heart. And that's essentially what the court was going to have to do eventually when she's arraigned and the death penalty's been on the table, which it will be. They pretty much said it in the filing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm just glad it's over now. It's one of those things you expect something to happen, but then when it does, you freak out. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening, y'all. He's gone.
Not a peep, Kay. Not Court TV. Nobody has mentioned it.
I think that's Mark Leak, not Mark Means.
I haven't seen anything from Court TV about this because I looked.
But that's your leak, is what I'm thinking. That's Mark Means is probably allegedly, in my opinion, the leak.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was for sure. For the grand juries. For the grand juries, yeah, he was absolutely the one leaking that stuff to Court TV. But I mean, because the last two things that they only talked about on Court TV was when they broke the first grand jury and when they broke this last grand jury. And there's been nothing in between. They've said nothing about even about the case, really.
Yeah. The Bethy Boop says they should. I think she's responding to a comment here. Oh, it's her Cat Stallsworth says it's her right to watch them, and I believe they're also using the hearings to help evaluate her competency.
Oh, that would be really sneaky if they were doing that, and that's not a bad idea.
I need to see
like piss her off.
I'd need to see that in writing where it's her right to watch it.
We would need like an Ed TV setup where we close caption Big Brother her butt, and we gotta watch it 24/7.
Oh my gosh, how fun would a Big Brother with a bunch of true crime people be? Like we're all trapped in a house together.
I think we just started something. I think we need to go him that up.
That would be so fun,
right?
Did I just create a reality show?
I think we did. Everybody in?
I'm in.
I am too. Like, oh yeah. Yeah. And Bethy Boop, had mentioned that it should be a female. And I do believe that like Carrie Livingston said that it is Natalie Cook is a female. And that I would say would be her handler. Whatever you call them. I'll call it like a handler because she is being handled she needs to be handled more like an animal, but she is.
Yeah, I mean, why, if she's incompetent and can't contribute to her defense, then where I don't get where she has a right to watch these hearings because she doesn't know what's going on, right?
But they're saying it's a way for her to be aware and for them to watch her reaction. Like her allegedly, calling.
Yeah, I mean, right. It's just like her homework like they say it is or whatever.
She
That
can't go
part,
home is what I want to say. I'm like, y'all, she can't go home. Prison work.
if it's for
Anyways.
homework, I totally get it. But as far as it being her right, I don't think so, because she's not really. I mean, if she's able to watch it from the mental hospital, then she should be able to watch it from the jail cell.
Exactly. I totally agree. Oh man.
I don't know if I'm right or not. I'm just guessing, but I just don't know.
Sounds better than what they're coming up with.
I would love to be a fly on the wall when she finds out that he's off the case, if she doesn't know already.
Well, he's still her guardian, whatever.
Oh boy.
Right? I wonder how his wife feels. Is she? I wonder if she's gonna help her with her homework.
I tell you, yeah. You know, the one thing that Eric and I were talking about last night is how in the world did they find these guys like 4 hours away from where they are? What led them to Mark Means?
I want to know what Edwina Elcox knows. That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, the lady
I
that was
just
at
want
that
to
first.
get her to the side and be like, "Girl, what you know?"
Yeah,
Because I saw.
Dude, they hopped off that case so fast, though. I think they saw she was 50 Shades of Grey, and we're like, "We're good."
Yeah.
Bye.
She was like rebuking her in the damn hearing. She was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy," you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She,
she looked like she wanted to portal out of there, out of that courtroom real fast.
Yes.
Well, and this is pure speculation and me guessing again, but
that's what we do.
I think they got Lori in a room by herself and looked at her and said, "Tell us where the damn kids are so this will stop." And when Lori refused to do that, they said, You're not telling us the whole truth, so we're bolting." That's my opinion.
Man, Edwina Elcox and Brian Webb and Mark Means were the first three attorneys that appeared whenever Lori walked into the courtroom all smug as a bug in a rug with her nose up to the ceiling.
And your mom was shooting lasers out of her eyes in Lori's direction.
I feel that, man.
We've talked about.
I know this.
Hey, we actually, like, I'm working on my wall that you see behind me when we do our thing, the brick wall, and I want a picture of your mom looking at Lori with laser eyes.
I'll send some laser pointers with the new bracelets.
Yes. Oh yeah, and thank you so much for the bracelets, by the way. My kids have them on today. My son's working at the fire department. And he texted me and said all the firemen were asking him what the bracelet was for. And so he got to tell them all about, JJ and Tylee and all that. But yeah, thank you for that. We'll wear these until justice is served.
Okay, hold on. Mom said they're back on.
Mom said somebody's back on. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Carry on. I'm going to try and do this again. Y'all go ahead and talk until I can, because I closed it out.
Oh my gosh, because they start. You said that would conclude the hearings for today. So they went ahead with the 10:30 one?
Yeah, they had that second one, but it's going to be the same thing, I think.
Oh, goodness. Okay, hold on. I've got to.
Wow.
Share screen. I've got to go find something to share screen with. Okay, hold on. Y'all go ahead and talk, and I got to do this.
Well, hey, Eric.
Hey, Gigi.
How are you?
Absolutely stinking rotten wonderful.
I know, it's a good day, right? It's a good day. I'm so happy for Kay and Larry and Crush and everybody that they don't have to sit through any of this nonsense anymore with Means. I tell you, that makes my day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Subscribe to Plunder.
what he was doing was muddying up the water and creating havoc any way he knew possible to keep extending. And I think all that is going to fall to, by the wayside now. I think like you stated earlier, we're going to see this case move forward like it's supposed to without the nonsense.
Definitely. I've covered a lot of cases, and I have to say, I've never seen an attorney do the things that he did. And, it's almost like I'm not, you know how you watch things and you're almost embarrassed for people? Not that I was embarrassed for Means, but it's just like, are you really doing this stuff right now? And it just, oh man, the focus was so far off the victims with his filings. Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
I have his page up, and I don't see him
anything.
live.
Yeah, me either. I don't see anything live.
God dang it. Well, I'm gonna hold it here, and somebody just tell me where it goes live. I just panicked because whenever when Plunder came on, I was like, and I just closed it out because I panicked.
My question is, eventually, is this going to lead to Mark Means losing his law license? I mean, they're talking about perjury several times, and they really emphasized that under the penalty of perjury. That was kind of just reading between the lines. It's going to be interesting to see what happens from this.
Straight up. SJP says replay.
It was a replay.
Or are you asking for a replay? Because they don't see that either.
Yeah, there's nothing on Judge Boyce's channel.
No, it looks like they never even came by today.
Right.
Nothing, niente. Well, that's cray. Not really. This is normal.
You could kind of hear it in the tone between Archibald and the state, and that in what little bit we did get to hear, that it sounded like everything was going to start flowing a lot better than what it had been.
Right, and yeah. And then you hear the judge say, hey, if you guys can handle this stuff outside of court, that will make it easier. And that's what you're going to start seeing instead of all these stupid filings that take up the court's time and the focus away from where it should be. It's going to be done behind the scenes, and we're going to be in court for the real important stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Things
if we ever get there, and it looks like now maybe we will finally get there. Welcome, Ocean Sapphire. Brand new subscriber. I continue to pray for justice. For the victims' families. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us. Welcome to the crazy train. I'm the conductor.
All aboard.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
And I mean, all I'm doing is following another person's crazy train. So there you go. We all are. Look at us. Just look at us. Oh man.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Robbie says now that the child has been removed from the courtroom. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought he said Destiny's Child. So I was like, what? Either way, it's true. It was so quiet. It was so grown up.
Yeah. Yeah. It was in and out like it should be.
Scott Reich was posted the hearing. Yeah. Scott Reich was cutting up.
all 38 seconds of it.
Yeah, right.
I know. Yeah, it was quick. But he was cutting up. He kept playing those same old clips that he plays every time he talks about Mark Means. And I'm like, I'm right there with you, dude. I remember that.
I need animated GIFs of every time that Rob would non-verbally responds to something Mark Means would say. He makes the funniest facial expressions in a very low-key way.
Like, roo.
Yeah.
It's like a roo. What? Like his whole head contorts.
I know. It's hilarious.
He's, yeah, you can read it on him big time.
Good morning, Laura.
So what do you all think about this grand jury, Gigi and Crusher? What do you think about it?
I think I want to be on it.
Yeah, you and me both.
Did that meeting of the minds and Rob, Lindsay, Rachel, Tanya, and whoever else in that prosecute, do you really think that all that brain power put together a bad indictment against somebody?
I don't think so. I just don't. It doesn't make sense that we haven't heard, but they don't have a timetable for when they have to announce anything. That could have been like part one of more grand jury. We just don't know. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, but
I am too. And I cannot make myself believe for a second that they would put something together. They wasn't 100% sure that they was going to get somebody hooked. I cannot make myself believe that.
Yeah. Hey, Kresha, since you're on camera, I'm gonna go do the big girl thing and put my bra on and come on with you.
All right, just like from here down.
Look, I don't put my bra on for just anybody.
I
so.
feel you, girl. I feel you. So yeah, sometimes I don't want to take it off. Makes me
Well,
feel-
while you all are doing that, I'm gonna take mine off.
there you go. let them rip, Tater Chip.
Hey, I
There is
got
no
nice-
judgment on this channel except for, for those we don't like. And not even judgment. It's just like I'm just trying to understand. I don't know. Like I've never understood the court system. It's just not something I've ever had to be well versed in. Thank God. I mean, from this side of it,
All I am, I'm a Google attorney. That's all I am. I'm also a doctor, a Google doctor too. If anybody needs any help with anything, but I mean, I've studied my butt off in the Idaho codes for everything.
You have, that's for sure. When I ran across you, like I said, you were in my peripheral, and I was just like, on Twitter, I didn't know what the hell I was doing with Twitter, still don't. And I was just like, there's this dude, he's just going ham. and I just kind of noticed that, but we were going 90-0 at that time. And you caught my attention big time because you were very aggressive. And I was like, be aggressive, be aggressive. I knew you were team Tylee, JJ, Tammy, Charles, Joe, all of them, and the gang, the rest of them. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
David Bowie shirt today.
Yeah, I got Bowie on today.
Well, awesome. I have a hoodie on. But I don't know. I think maybe in that grand jury, maybe they were doing their own conjuring of sorts. I like to think so. That's where my mind goes. Because all this darkness comes to light. I'm sorry. I know I'm just that spiritual person, I guess. And I'm even learning this as I go, that I just trust that everything that's done in the dark will come to light. And it has. Just maybe not as fast as we wanted it to. However,
Pops and the
is that race?
Pops and the Moo Mafia. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not the only one who's thought that, my friend. You're not alone with that.
Okay, I still think that maybe the grand jury, that grand jury allegedly involved means actions in some way. It was announced at the same time as the prosecution's fiery motion. That and maybe the church, getting tangled with that business organization, Inc. And I started to wonder also, I'm not trying to piss anybody off either. I want to know if the Catholic churches, all the churches in the world, I wonder, are they LLCs and Incs? Or are they, I need to research that. Let me write that down because I'm going to do that instead of asking ignorant and being ignorant over here, like stick in the mud.
I want to say hello to Pastilla. She followed way back in the day when I did the Gold Patrol on Jody Arias. What's up, girl?
I want them oh, hey, girl. I hope that if Lori ever makes a Arizona, I hope that they put her with Arias and they can braid each other's hair and
oh god, yeah,
swap
they're both very vain people.
Oh gosh,
GK is grand jury, Carolyn. It means grand jury. Sorry.
I know. I had to ask last night, so there you go.
And Sarah says she was thinking maybe the grand jury was for Melanie Pulowski, which is kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
Can
we
we
heard-
please? Can we
Yeah.
do a prayer circle real quick? I mean, let's get this show on the road. I'm tired of her living free and picking up her dog shit. I'm tired of it.
I pray for it every night before I fall asleep.
Yeah. You know, you look at how lucky Brandon is right now.
Blessed.
Oh man, he's a lucky dude. And I don't know him obviously, but he seems like a top-notch guy.
He's more middle notch. No, he's not much. He's not much.
He really
I
seems
mean,
like a good guy.
He definitely provided a lot of insight into this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Haircut.
I remember, you know, I do remember Mom and Larry talking about him, and I was just like, I was trying to put everything together myself, and just telling my dad at that point in time, you know, when I heard cult, I was like, what's his face? The cult leader, Manson. I was like, well, he didn't kill anybody. So that's how ignorant I was. So I've come leaps and bounds, you know, with my ignorance. So I was just trying to figure things out at that point. And then I went whole ass in it. So, but I'm really glad. I'm glad. I just wonder about those kids. God dang.
Yeah.
Ah. Is she so paranoid that she won't do it? Is she? Because in my opinion, Melanie's is probably, I would, if I had to, you know, speculate and give my opinion, then I would say she's probably a little more advanced than her auntie. That's what I catch. That's the vibe I catch. It's just she really knows that role.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
plus-
Brandon and Melanie Pulowski have joint custody. Yeah, that was ruled late last year, and she got her visitation, I think, at the beginning of this year. And
yeah,
she did have a baby.
January. You're right. Yeah.
Yep.
That was I was so disappointed. And then I was like, they know more than I do.
I think the thing is, when this hearing happened for the custody, she didn't have any pending charges against her. So you can't deny custody based on charges that may come down the road. You know, unfortunately. And I'm sure it was scary for Brandon to have to give her those kids, and probably still is.
I think I'd have went to Russia with my kids.
You and me both. Yeah, you ought to see me on the news skipping the country with my kids because.
But I'm not privy to that, and you know, none of us are, and so I just know that it has to be something really good, in order to just be like, here you go. You know, I just ran for my life for however long, and really protected my kids and my family, and I mean, his poor dad, my goodness. And he was in that 911 call, he was just you know, I was like, you go, boy.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm shoot him. I'm just saying, I mean, I just don't see them being there with any good intentions, not with Uncle Al. Lurking back there. And I used to want a Kia Telluride, and I was like, dumb asshole got a Kia Telluride. I remember saying that. I was like, I don't want one anymore. But
yeah, I don't understand the situation in Arizona with Brandon. And even though I've been told that it's coming, I just can't see that. You know, they dropped the attempted felony assault or whatever, and then upgraded the charge to attempted murder, but only for Chad and Lori.
I know.
And put her case on ice. pending the investigation in Idaho. Well, I don't know how to link that.
I'll link it as it's on its way, buddy. All right.
But why wouldn't they charge her at the same time they charge Lori and Chad?
Because they like to give us stuff to do.
Right. Yeah. Every 2 or 3 months, they give us something to talk about.
Yeah, like
Arizona, you can kiss my ass if that's what you're doing.
make that all of us. Because I mean, this is a crock. I really wish I could have. Arizona police that handled these cases, this case, who handled my uncle's murder. Oh my gosh, if I could tell you one thing, it would be, can you sometimes, maybe once, play bad cop, good cop, please, for the love of God. I've gotten pulled over and been talked to like a damn dog, and I'm like, what? and they're like, oh, okay, if you know anything else, just let us know. And I'm just like, what the hell is that? What is that? Is that tactic or something? You know, for such forthcoming people? I don't get that. So take their temple cards. Take them.
Carrie said the Gilbert PD and Chandler PD failed Charles, and I do agree with that because
They
you know
failed
if they had just looked into Alex's background and what happened with Joe Ryan, that would have been a huge red flag to look into this a lot more carefully.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just right out of we could list 50 reasons they dropped the ball, but that right there, he went to jail for it, for attacking her previous husband. I mean,
and was happy, was bragging about it and still wanting to cause harm.
Exactly.
And still caused harm to other people after the fact. So he didn't learn anything. If anything, it just fueled his fire. I guess if he couldn't get his chompers into a fresh young female of his picking to assault, then he would just maybe, that is so sick. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see some kind of a post-mortem psychological evaluation on Alex Cox. I mean, really, that dude he was out to lunch. Just, they're so weird. These are the weirdest people, honestly, that I've ever heard of in a case.
Ever.
Yeah.
And it's like they found each other. They were just like, oh yeah. And it was just like, they didn't meet each other by chance. It was just a linking up to like-minded people. Jason Mel, he said, that I would, to give me your number, that you're like-minded people. And so now I'm going to ride to this conference with you.
Right.
No.
All the people in the world.
And
they
I'm
all
going to move here. And then I'm going to move to Rexburg. And then I'm going to move. I mean, what are you doing?
I agree. It was really like a perfect storm, just all the elements no pun intended with Zulema, but like the elements all formed.
Pun intended.
And
Gigi, was that you that I was talking to last night about the one question that we never heard from any of the interviews that they did in Arizona in that huge Chandler dump? Was that you or was that somebody else?
If it was me, it may have been after I took my Ambien, because when I text after my Ambien's kicked in, I have amnesia. So I don't think it was me.
Well, yeah, because it was, that's terrible. I can't remember, but if it was you, you could just ignore me, but everybody else can listen. But because I was talking with somebody about, we were discussing if Chad and Lori really actually believed that the world was really going to end in July of 2020. And I started that conversation that I absolutely believed that they thought it was going to happen. And that's why they didn't give two craps about whatever happened, because, they were going to conquer the world in a few months. So that's why they wasn't worried.
It's a good theory. I mean, but the thing is, if they really thought the world was going to end, I've always said, if they thought all this was right, when Lori is in the police station being interviewed after Charles is murdered, then you claim he had demons in him. If that's what you really, really believe, you don't give some bullhawk story about self-defense if you're convinced
He
that
was
all this stuff is
engaged.
real. You own it. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's a story of the guy like in Miami who did bath salts and beheaded somebody and went down the street carrying his head. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like not changing your story to evade prosecution.
that's true.
That's conniving. There's a
That's
difference.
true.
So,
That means they're full of crap.
right. So I think when it benefited them, they maybe really did believe this was going to happen. But in reality, in real life, they knew what they were doing was wrong because they hid it the whole time.
I think
But-
so. And they're still doing it. I mean, I don't know. Who knows what Chad and Lori are doing besides watching this live stream, maybe. But if so. Anyways, okay, I don't remember.
Well, by the end of that conversation, I had totally flipped to it was all BS. They didn't believe it. And it was everything that you both just said. And then after that conversation, I was just laying here about 3 o'clock this morning. And I thought there was one question that was never asked to anybody that I remember or I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those interviews that they did with all the supporting cast members in Chandler, not one time did they ask Zulema, Melanie, Julie, and the others, did you really believe that the world was going to end in July like Chad and Lori did?
Did they know?
Did I miss that, or did they not ask it?
They didn't ask it.
I'll go
No.
pull through them right now.
That's going to come in at trial, though. I think that's really going to have to be the only way Lori has any defense is to say that she had these religious delusions, and it's not going to work. I mean, none of it's going to work, but I think that's the only way that she, so I think that'll be more at trial where you'll start to get all these experts that'll come and say, she really believed it and all this, cockamamie stuff.
Yeah. It's like, I really believe I'd read early in the case about Folie à Deux. And I was like, whoa, this is really creepy stuff. Like Madness of Two. I mean, it really is a thing. It's a thing. And I mean, it's called, the dissociative disorder, whatever. It's whatever, but it's the same difference. And then you have all these like-minded people who do not have enough outside resources, or different people to kind of balance themselves. And so they're all living, not the whole community, but all these people that lived in these communities, they just fed off. I say fed, but I got to stop saying past tense because they are still feeding off of each other, because I watched their channels. I watched them preach the same thing. Now, still to this day, the only thing that's different is Chad and Lori are not there.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all they did was go underground.
And
Chad and Lori went to jail, and the others scattered and went underground.
And then they came right back. I've seen them just and then build back up, and then they have, some of them have broke connections or whatever you call it. We're not associates anymore. I'm like, but you were. Or no, now I know you were.
Right.
Thank you.
They all tried to minimize their participation and how involved they were when they were in front of authorities. And that's very convenient.
Thank you, ma'am, because I have found a flyer, or not a flyer, but a message, and I print things. I have so much stuff printed. Okay. It has no rhyme or reason. It's just in binders. And I run across these things, and it was a post from Nancy. Oh, Nancy girl. And she was like, we had nothing to do with Chad and Lori. And thank God our people or our friends went to the police. I was like, what friends? Who? Please let me know. I would like leave your comment in the below. You know, please let me know because you're full of crap.
Yeah, and if you think about it, think about them in Hawaii. They've got pictures, they've got photographs where they set up, to watch them, surveil them, where there's people going in and out of there. They only showed a couple, 3 pictures, but you see multiple people coming in and out. So there's members in Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's the I call it, and I'm not being ugly. There's Mormons that call it this. The Mormon, kind of like we have the Bible Belt. It's the Mormon. I forget what they said, but anyways, but basically, it's kind of like oh gosh, Ana LeBaron. So it's Mexico, into Arizona, Utah. I don't really hear too much about Colorado, but it goes up into Idaho. Then there's Hawaii. There's a lot of Southern California and California connections. It seems, and Chile. I swear. I don't know if it's just Christians or not. I have no idea. But those are, I'm sure a lot of people have picked up on those patterns because you just kind of, you're like, there sure are a lot of population here. I don't really hear, in Massachusetts, which is kind of weird. It's kind of over yonder.
One thing that has always kind of stuck out to me is if you take each of them individually and look, it's almost like a band of misfits that got together and created this stupid religion.
Yeah.
They all seem very just like, where did they belong before this group?
It's kind of like maybe they have, maybe you're right. Like they just want to fit in so bad and they're not getting what they need from mainstream, their mainstream, not my mainstream, but their mainstream. And so they're hungry for more. And so thus produces, when I heard cult and within a cult, I was like, portal in a portal. I've heard everything's in everything. Everything's in it, loops in a loop and a hole's in a hole. And I'm like, and the green grass grew around and around. Okay.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, now I get what the cult within a cult thing is, because it's these subcultures just, and it's weird.
But if you look too, everybody kind of had this purpose within this little cult that made them probably feel valuable and important. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you could see the draw where they don't seem like the sharpest tools in the.
That was the near-death experiences, which I have not really. That is one area I have not really delved into.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just look at the bag. Come on.
I know. I mean, but I know that like I've been traumatized by this. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll make you woke real quick. Okay. I know that you're like, yeah. It opens up all your chakras.
I'm sure.
Either that or they were praying them away. I don't freaking know at this point.
Yeah.
But straight up, like that's kind of the same with the near-death experience thing. You're just, I guess I would have, from what I have kind of researched. And I want to know, when the hell did Noreen Cox, whatever, all the names.
It'd take you 5 minutes to read off all her last names.
Did she have a near-death experience? When? When?
Never.
February 31st. Oh my gosh.
But it seems like if you go way back into Lori's past, she's always had this need for grandeur. She was in the Miss Texas pageant. She was on Wheel of Fortune. She was an extra on Modern Family, which, by the way, I know the creator of Modern Family, and I need to reach out to him and ask him if he knows she was an extra on the show.
And Colby, I remember.
Yeah.
Colby.
But, you see it. So it kind of fits with Lori that she might be given this position that she's exalted and above everybody else. You know what I mean? That fits her perfectly.
And I want to know this from everybody also. I want to know y'all's opinion. It seems like when Tylee, was starting to get to like this age right here, she's like this age and starting to get, get them hormones and stuff. And then they adopted this little guy right here. And
Oh,
so
that sweet baby.
this one was not, really her pawn anymore. Like she wasn't. Do y'all feel like this was her next pawn?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's one way I've looked at it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's adopt so that I will have another meal ticket or a reason to control and, just be a cult leader.
Yeah, I mean, because it just, when you look back and look, especially through those custody documents with Joe Ryan, the one common thing we all heard was she seemed like a great mom. Things on the surface always can look good, but
Right.
I do feel like if you look back at how she parented Tylee, which really, I mean, she used that kid from the time she was a baby. I think JJ became the way she knew. I mean, this is just my theory, but I don't think Lori wanted to be this hands-on 24/7 mom. I think that JJ, like you said, was her meal ticket. How many of her marriages had lasted? 0. She needed something to keep her going financially. And unfortunately, I think that probably was 99% of the reason she agreed to take JJ.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Because Tylee wasn't Charles's, so he had no financial obligation.
And she hated Charles. But if you would have removed Lori,
yeah,
I'm sure there would have been just peace, love, happiness, like there is now in heaven where they're at.
It seems like Tylee really, unfortunately, was just a little pawn in her mom's chess game her whole life. And that's so sad that she never got to experience such normalcy and what it means to just be a kid.
Right. Yeah.
She created storms around this poor child her entire life and denied her the ability to have a normal relationship with her biological dad.
Exactly. And then she killed him spiritually, in my opinion.
Right. That's what I always say.
If she didn't have anything to do with his death, she definitely murdered his soul.
That's what I've always said. And, I mean, there's just how many people in Lori's past are unaffected by her? Like nobody. Everybody is severely affected. Every single person.
Yes.
I don't know about the 2 earlier husbands, but I mean, come on. Everything she touches it's destroyed.
And she just destroyed another man. She just destroyed another man.
Yeah.
Mark Owens.
It's like a vine.
It's
like a vine.
If she truly got that kind of a hold on Means, and I totally think she did, that's Means' fault.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, buddy. Here's your sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Had your name still listed.
We need to get him a crown made.
We'll get him some antlers made.
And a sash. Oh Lord.
Oh,
I just go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
He was just so thirsty with trying to get at her for all those months during COVID,
Yeah.
And he wanted to in a bunker or something.
He wanted her to have a cell phone that she could only use to call him. Come on.
Yeah.
We talked about this on the show 2 days ago when we did the recap of this case for the year. I mean, he's like, Judge, can she please have contraband so she can call me? I mean, who thinks of this stuff?
At least he asked. Instead of asking for an apology afterwards.
Oh, yes, there we go.
I mean, but then he wouldn't do anything else. Yes,
Pressure. I'm sorry.
Debbie has a good point. She says Tylee realized Charles's death was full-on murder and became a threat. And I do believe, if you notice, right after Charles's murder is when we hear she's calling Tylee Hillary and she's a zombie and stuff. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
What's up
Very
here?
good point. Did you send the link to the El Mom? She just asked me if she could get on.
Well,
A fourth just popped up. Are you on, El Mom?
Yeah, she has to hide me, or she has to add me to the stream.
you're in. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream.
Hi, I'm so sorry I'm late.
It's okay. It's your turn. I'm always late. So,
Yeah.
have you ever met Gigi?
No, hi Gigi.
Nice to meet you.
This is Jen, the L mom.
Oh, okay. So I know who that is. Yeah. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes. Love your stuff.
Oh, I love your guys' stuff.
Appreciate that.
Conversation.
I know. I have been laughing at everybody's like kind of indie year. Like, I listened to y'all's and I listened to We Saw the Devil, and I was just cackling. It's just like really.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever get over the zombie thing. When I heard zombies, I was like, well, and I said it out loud even. I was like, well, that just went sci-fi.
I think Chad watched The Walking Dead too much.
I liked it until then.
I was like, where do you get this stuff?
Colby used to watch it with my Aunt Susan.
I was in denial. I was like, there's no way they said zombies. I was like, somebody is just saying that term. Remember, Kresha? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, yes. I mean, you can compare it to what it is now, what a demon is, or
Dark spirit.
Yeah.
right. Satan. Where's the church lady when you need her?
No.
Oh, Fruit Loop's not here. She's the church lady.
And I've never watched Harry Potter. And I know that Gigi, Harry Potter is your fave. And you were like, no. And I was like, yes, he's taking it from me. And I'm sorry. He takes everything else, right? And I've never watched it in my life. So I'm like, Jason, what does that mean? He's like, come here, precious. And I'm like, stop. Whatever, I don't like it.
Sarah says like a low budget film. That's so true. It is like a bad B movie that, you know.
That Lifetime
just
basically got the script.
Oh, Kresha just froze up.
Oh, that's why I'm on my phone, because my internet has been so bad. And
Well,
I'm just not on
least
camera.
It looks like she's done her zen, getting her zen back, you know?
Well, she looks pretty though. Like she has great cheekbones. Let's just take a moment to appreciate that right now.
Absolutely. I'm screenshotting it.
You know what me and my kids do is we use the worst pictures ever for each other's contacts on our phones. So
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
In my group chat with my family, I always change the picture to me. They're like, why is the picture of you? I'm like, because. So like every time someone changes it, I'm like, nope, it's me. But yeah. So
what do you think, Jim? What do you think about him getting the exit door?
I'm so relieved with that. Like, I'm so glad, because I was like, he's gonna throw this trial. Like, I feel like he was throwing it because he didn't have anything. And I was like, he's gonna make it so she can get an appeal. Like, she can say, oh, I have ineffective counsel.
Right. Yep. That was my thought exactly, is, she can waive all she wants, the conflict, but at the end of the day, Lori will do what she's done to everybody in her life when they have served her, which is throw them under the bus, cry foul, and that's what was coming.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like that's her. And I wonder why he thought, I think he thought he would be an exception to that. And I don't know why, because she's done it to every person in her life. Like, that's her MO.
Right. Exactly.
But
yep. And she'll probably do it with Archibald once she's found guilty and sentenced. I mean, she'll find a reason to try to go back to court, but you can only do that so many times. Her goose is cooked. She's delaying the inevitable in this mental facility right now.
Yeah.
She's just, putting it off. And I'm just ready for normalcy. And I think that's going to be the norm now that Mark Means is out of the picture.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think They get automatic appeals with death penalty though, but I don't know if she'll get that. But I mean, I'm sure she'll have appeals, but at least that's one, because that's a big appeal. That's a death. You can appeal that with a death penalty for sure.
Right.
So at least that's one off the table. It's like, let's just get everyone we can off the table. And, so that it doesn't take like 10 years.
Right. And I think the thing too with Mark Means is this is a huge case worldwide, and it can be intoxicating sometimes when these attorneys get these big cases and they're in the news and they're on Dateline and their clips are on all these shows. And I wonder if maybe he just felt this huge sense of power, or, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he kind of like Lori drank up that notoriety, even though we saw it as bad. Some people are just enamored with themselves. And maybe that was the most intoxicating thing about this whole case to him, is being her attorney.
Oh, for sure. I think it like boosted his ego. I think he overplayed his hand with the church. Like that's the thing. I think that like really broke. That was, like you can't just throw out accusations, because he clearly has an issue
Right.
with them and a personal vendetta. And it's like you can't mess with the church that way, because it totally takes the focus. One, it takes the focus off of where it needs to be, and two, he doesn't have proof as far as I know. But I think that was like they were finally like, okay, now he's turning it into a total circus.
Right. Yeah. It got the last few filings. I mean, they all have been a little crazy, but yeah, I mean, he was way out in conspiracy theory land with these last couple to me.
Yeah. And if you look at it,
some LDS conspiracy, and it's just not true. I don't think it is. I mean, I think that, Rob Wood and Lindsay Blake are prosecuting two people who deserve to be in prison. I don't think there's any religion attached to that, other than what Lori and Chad and the rest of the gang brought into it.
Yeah. I don't think Rob Wood would ever risk at all that. Like that, I was like, no, he wouldn't risk. I mean,
that was just Chicken Little, the sky's falling. Let me see if I can get a few people to panic with me. It was desperate.
Yeah. And I mean, there are cases where one of the cases, and I think this is where Mark Means got his idea. I think it was purely from the Lafferty case, because the Lafferty case is a case, like, if you're not familiar with it, this was in 1984. These two brothers, they claimed that they were told by God to kill their sister-in-law and her infant. And they said it was blood atonement, and that they were, angels from God to do it. Like, I did a video on him, but the defense for one of them was like, oh, well, this, they're in Provo, Utah with the church, like the church is going to influence this. And then they found out a juror was influenced by his bishop. And so they got an appeal based on that. And I think Mark Means was going for that 100%. He heard about that and he was like, there's an appeal. But
that's
he didn't have any proof.
Good. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. And that guy admitted it. Like, he didn't have any proof. Nobody had admitted to anything. Like, and so, like, you guys have to catch me up a little bit, because I told Crusher I was in an appointment. So did they have both of the hearings, or did they cancel them?
They had one that lasted about 2 minutes, and then they were done with everything. They scheduled another hearing because Archibald needed to go comfort Lori to make sure she took the news well, and had to get her, he had to make sure she's okay with it. And then
if she likes her viewing preferences.
Yeah, right. So you didn't miss anything. I mean,
not a thing.
Well, Means was squealing his tires outside the hearing.
No, isn't it crazy how there's always a every freaking time there's a court hearing. I'm like, somebody drives by there purposely. And now we know.
Oh,
So
No.
does with him being DQ'd, does that make every motion that he's filed moot? Or
I wouldn't
does-
think so. I mean, this stuff was pending and it hadn't, so these were his filings but I mean, I don't know. There may be things that I don't know. That's a good question.
It is.
That is a good question, but I don't know that they're going to undo everything he's done. You know what I mean? It may just become like a non-issue. Kind of
Because
shove
there
it
was
to the back.
Pryor right there also jumping on the bandwagon here and there. Kind of using him as I would say, as he's this loose cannon. So, hey, why not?
Well, yeah, I mean,
the way.
Here, this is what Archibald said, Jen, that Means told him Monday his plan was to continue today's hearing before it even happened. Before it even happened, without even knowing the outcome of it.
Right.
So, I guess I dismissed it as not being a big deal, but there was some things that we learned in there. But
it was quiet.
Archibald and the prosecutors, Rob, and everybody, like we was talking about earlier, it's gonna start running a lot smoother. And like Gigi said, there's gonna be this stuff's all gonna start being done like it's supposed to have been done with the phone call or an email.
Right.
You don't have to have a hearing to see if you can tie your shoe now.
yeah.
I mean,
Have they announced when her competency, like, have they said, like, given a timeline for that? I don't think we had a timeline last time.
The 6 months comes up in March.
Yeah, some point in March.
And can I tell you that they like openly were like discussing her watching the live stream, like watching the court hearings. Like it was just nothing.
Yeah, I forgot that. Go ahead and tell her about
That's a little weird.
Pressure.
That's about all I had.
Are you just the Chad one?
No, her hearings.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. They weren't specific, but they were just, I don't know. And then some people in chat are like, well, maybe they are using that as a tactic to see how she will react, you know, as part of competency. But I just don't know how ethical this is.
I feel like it's a possibility, and I don't necessarily think it's unethical, because when you're under treatment, especially at a facility, you do get homework. And I think if they're trying to get her to competency, it did make sense to me, like, to say, like, well, if you're unhappy with your representation, why don't you make a call? And to see, like, did she look, you know, apparently the therapist, whoever looked the number up for her, the clinician. But, you know, that's something that like, if I were a clinician, I'd be like, yeah, let's see if she can dial a phone number and say, I don't like my representation, because then she can, like, it kind of becomes clear, like, if she can put that together, unless whatever this illness is something that comes intermittently, which would be, in my opinion, highly unlikely. I don't think she'd be like competent 1 minute and then incompetent the next. But I do think they're trying to build, like, her competency up.
Snap into it soon, or she gonna get thrown under all the buses. I don't know.
Oh yeah, wait till Chad's hearing. I mean, especially if she's not there, which I don't think that will be a joint trial at all. Unfortunately, man, she's going to be thrown under the bus. It's Chad's up for the death penalty. I believe that little fairy tale's over.
I know I would. I mean, if that were, I'd never. But just, yeah, no.
I don't know about Lori though. She may never turn because Chad brings that loin fire to the game. You know.
Yeah, well, he's bringing it to all kinds of.
Listen, when you got a massive loin fire erection, you're bringing it. You know.
Did you? Oh, I don't think he is where he is right now. I think he's protecting it. Just kidding. He's probably like in a secure unit. But yeah, I mean, they don't like they don't like guys like him in jail. That's a real thing because I have friends who are prison guards and they're like, nope.
That is a good question.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he'll flip and then she'll flip unless she does the thing, pressure, like where like she would never talk. But I think if she thinks he's gonna talk, she's gonna talk. I hope so anyway.
Yeah. I'm reading Pops and the Moo Mafias. Here's the test question. If Zoom hearings did not exist, would she be able to be transported to appear in person each time? I thought that was the point of incompetency. Or being incompetent.
She wouldn't have to be transported because
She's
she
privy.
wouldn't be, her attorneys could be there, but she wouldn't have to be there.
We wouldn't even be here because this is privy. This is like the new norm, I guess you could say, right? I don't know. I never did court cases before this, so kind of everybody's doing them this way because we have to. But this is a weird, unique situation.
It's the new system that we're in right now, and you know, because of COVID, and now some other new variant that has popped up, and I don't know when it's going to go away, but they wouldn't transfer her
Exactly.
for the hearing.
So she wouldn't be privy to these court hearings. Therefore, she'd be left like, I wonder. You know, she wouldn't know anything, and that's a very good, valid point.
It really is.
It's definitely not. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, from what I know, like with epidemiology, yeah, it's not going away anytime soon, especially not in Idaho. Like Idaho has basically said, yeah, well, it sucks, but we're not going to deal with it. Same kind of with Utah. Yeah, I haven't even checked, but I know there's like 4 more that they're watching at least.
Yeah. Yeah, in a normal case where you don't have somebody that's incompetent, PLM,
with
they have the right. The defendant absolutely has the right to attend all hearings, but not an incompetent defendant. That's the difference. That's between normal and this case.
And Lori, normal and Lori are like oil and water.
And Pops asked why she was allowed to be watched. Then why are they allowing her now,
right,
to watch her hearings? And that's what we was talking about earlier. Because I lost my mind whenever I heard him say that.
Yeah.
But it could be homework. It could be them trying to see her reactions to
fishing expedition.
We just don't know, brother. We just not factually. We just don't know.
Unless they have to give her access, unless that's part of her. Is this? I don't want to say the wrong amendment. 6th Amendment. I don't know.
Good.
But unless that's like one of her rights, is that she can view that. It is weird though to me. Like you can't aid in your defense, but you can like watch.
Yeah, right.
All your co-conspirators just
you can watch Chad's hearings, and you can watch hearings that are about you specifically, but yet you don't know the sky's blue. So
right.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And I would love to find out. If somebody could tell me who to call, I will do that.
I just call. I mean, you could probably look it up in Idaho statutes.
Your call?
Yeah, like I looked something up there a while ago, but I think it would say because I had looked up like the competency, like how long she can like draw this out or how often, because the normal stuff from what I understand, unless they passed a new bill, is that after 6 months, and we know that's not the case with her, but after 6 months, like, you're just incompetent. Like, they basically say, yeah, well, we tried. And the other thing that they do is they will, a lot of times they'll bring someone up to competence, and then they'll tell the prosecution, like, hurry, get on it, because they're going to be incompetent pretty quick here. So get on it while they're competent. I could have read that wrong, and I wasn't reading it from the actual statute. So
then can they slip back into psychosis?
Yeah, competency can be an in and out thing from what I understand.
yeah,
She can be competent. We can get the hearings rolling, get that first appearance, hopefully get the death penalty on the table, and boom, she's back incompetent. The one thing we did find, and we did some research on this last week, or I don't know what day it was. I don't even know what planet I'm on. But with incompetency, when the professionals treating you see that there's no chance that you're ever going to be in the foreseeable future competent, they have to stop treating you. That's the thing. Then they have to, yeah, that's what I read, is that if it's clear that this person is never going to be competent, then you can't just keep treating them for no reason. Then it would be a deferment to where, and it would never happen in this case, where the prosecutors and the defense agree that she just needs to be in a mental hospital, institutionalized. Sometimes that does happen. I don't think it would happen here. But if they can't bring you to competency, my understanding is they can't keep trying. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, that makes sense.
Because
That's what, like, it makes sense if you have, like, a really severe form of, like,
let's say you have autism or something, you can't.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there are people with, like, very severe forms of schizophrenia, and
Right.
very few people, because I don't want people to think that schizophrenics are dangerous.
We're talking about this case.
They're not. Like, they're more likely to be victims. But say she has that, most of the time it's something like this guy in New York. There was a case where he was hearing voices and he pushed a woman off a subway platform, but it was very clear he was not in reality before then. You know, he wasn't cashing Social Security checks and evading authorities and planning shit out. He was literally so sick, but he didn't have the money to be treated.
I love what Robbie just said too, right there.
Oh crap! I can't. I'm on my phone, so you know when you're.
It says,
after you hit 40, you can't read.
It says, I'm 43. Come on. Well, he says, what if Mark Means is a big reason Lori was declared not competent? I thought this myself. Now that he's yeeted, the adults may be able to pull Lori's head out of her butt, his butt, somebody's butt. I don't know. It's just, I feel, my opinion, I feel she is playing like a fiddle because this is what she does.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some caca up in there, but we all have some caca up in there. Okay, I mean,
you can have.
This is like the only thing she's ever known.
Right.
Yeah,
and she
it
can
really
have
is.
a mental illness, but that doesn't mean that she isn't culpable. A lot of people have mental illness. Like I can't go in and say, well, I have anxiety and depression, so I ran that red light up because I killed that person because of blah blah blah. Like, sorry.
Right. I saw it on Frozen or something. I've never seen that movie, but still, that gives me chills.
The thing to think too is we have all, I mean, just in Arizona, the text messages that we have seen, the planning for Charles before and the covering up after, like you say, you can be mentally ill. If you're covering up a crime, you know it's wrong. That means you're culpable. I mean, so that she's going to have a really hard time wiggling out and trying to claim that when she's telling people, oh, I aced the exam in Arizona that Charles wanted me to have.
I've got the cops.
Right. So, you know, her own words and actions are going to come back and bite her right in the butt.
Thank you, Jesus.
You know, so she was bragging on it back then, but now she's going to be wishing she hadn't have said it.
Right.
So, guys, I've got to run some errands for my grandma. She's texted me like 50 times.
How's your aunt? Oh, your grandma knows how to text. That's cool.
She's much better. I'm actually going to go get my grandma's medicine, go to the grocery store, and then run up and see my aunt and do some things for her. Everybody is as good today as they could be, so it's a good day.
We'll tell her we love her. And
Thank
get
you,
well.
Grandma.
Tell Mama we love her too. Your grandma.
Thank you.
Annie,
All right,
Annie,
we'll see you guys soon.
Good.
All right.
Awesome.
See you,
Thanks for having
Gigi.
me, Krisha. Good to see you guys.
Good
Yes.
to see you, meet
Bye.
you. Bye.
Wow. Oof. That I don't know. I just feel very opinionated today.
Good.
Why?
You want here's what it says about the competency 18212. It says the progress report shall include an opinion whether the defendant is fit to proceed, or if not, whether there is a substantial probability the defendant will be fit to proceed within the foreseeable future. If the report concludes that there is a substantial probability that the defendant will be fit to proceed in the foreseeable future, the court may order the continued commitment of the defendant for an additional 180 days. Now, if you recall, back in those documents, when they extended her commitment, it said, we know it was for 6 months, it was the 180 days, but it says in the code that they extended that because substantial probability that the defendant will be fit to proceed.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like she will be able. I feel like they're gonna get her right back on the saddle.
I feel like Means was like, I think, was it Robbie? Like, I think he was, or Pops, keeping her in. Well, he's a alleged effing liar, in my opinion. Alleged, because I know people watch.
Drop the alleged.
Yeah, but I think, he could have manipulated her while she's manipulating him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Chad, Lori, hello.
Yeah.
Alex, Lori, anybody in Lori. It kind of seems to be a pattern.
Well, and how much, do they interview the family? Because, when they do these reports or when they checked her in, they get a family history. And I'm just wondering, like, if they called Janice and Barry and Summy and they were told,
Well,
things, and they put that in their chart.
I do know that it came out during the documents about Stacy, with Steve Cope, that he prayed that Stacy didn't have what he had, and that's schizophrenia. And so there you go. I mean, that's just according to those court documents. I don't know more than that. Adam would know, but I don't know. Adam, for me.
Gosh, I'm interrupting. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know
it's
why.
what we do. Because on electronic stuff, and it sucks.
I think it's because I can't see, like, on my phone very well, and so I can't see when you're starting to say something. So I apologize. I have a hard time believing that it's something like schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Just because I have known people, and like, they are incompetent, not just because of the illness they have, but because that medication can just, for lack of a better word, zombie you out. Like, Thorazine can just wipe you off the planet pretty much, and turn you into that because it quiets the voices. So if you think about that, it's got to slow down your brain. I just, a lot of times when you're hospitalized, they go through a few diagnoses. You have a working diagnosis, and then some other doctor comes in and says, no, it's not that, it's this. And then you have all these medication changes, and so That
have
may
to
not
pick
be her
what's right
permanent
for you.
diagnosis.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be a reason too. If they're like, well, we can't diagnose her yet. We have no idea if she's
True. That's true.
malingering. And so
I like
that's why
that.
she's incompetent.
That's a very good, to me, that it's kind of comforting that way. Because I mean, being on antidepressants, there are some that don't work for me, that work amazing for my brother and my mom. You know, it's just like different strokes for different folks. We all have different chemical makeup. And so, Wellbutrin did me great for about a year. And then I plateaued, you know, and I was like,
I thought that was the one that gave me a lack of sex drive, but it turns out it was because I was married to a guy. Anyway,
it just made me not want to smoke cigarettes, but okay. I mean, which was a good thing. That was a bonus, and it didn't make me gain weight either. You know, we all sit there and, well, I don't want this, and it's like not wanting to be on birth control, but yet I don't want to, you know, get pregnant and don't want to have stretch marks. And well, get on damn birth control, you know?
Yeah, I think I think that might have been why she wasn't taking her meds, because she was gaining weight and she can't handle stuff like she's the type of person, like you said, she was constantly going, she's so obsessed with her appearance.
Yep.
Even people that are like, yeah, I have to take it, I'm gonna have to gain weight. It's hard for everybody. Like they talk about, like, oh, my mom was like the worst, and she's a Lori carbon copy. Like we've talked about this.
And then you do just like antibiotics. We kind of adapt. You know what I mean? What do you call that? That's why I try not to take very many antibiotics, because I get
your system gets immune to, not immune, but
right.
Yeah. You build up a tolerance.
Yeah.
I rub dirt in it. I'm like, I bite my nails. You know, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Illnesses I think smart. About what did they do in the old days? They didn't have all this, you know, medicines. My son was like so allergic to wheat, eggs, milk. I'm everything. I was like, what the hell? I can't feed my kid anything. And then I started introducing things back to him one at a time. He was a little over a year old. And because I thought, what did they do back then? They didn't have all these medications and the advanced stuff. And so we adapted and overcame. And try to kind of stay that way, you know?
Yeah.
I even my kid in an infant room, he was not even old enough to be in daycare, but the whole infant room came down with chicken pox. My kids, neither one of them have had chicken pox yet. 16 and 22. There you go. That's scary.
Yeah. Well, my kids, they're both really allergic to nuts. Like they have EpiPens. But what I found out,
how are they with you?
Yeah, they totally. I don't ever want to know. I've never had to use them, luckily, but I almost have. But we got lucky. They throw up instead, which they can still have anaphylaxis. But what I found out is that, like, when my daughter, who's my older one, she's my 20-year-old, when she was little, there was like this movement, like, don't give them peanut butter until they're 2 because they can develop a peanut allergy. Mm-hmm. Now the research says, oh yeah, that was a mistake because they got introduced too late. And so like they didn't have a chance. I mean,
tolerance. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, basically we told you to do that, but that caused more allergies.
There was a story on Oprah one time, a long time ago, about this woman who got her son to eat a bar of soap or whatever because he cursed or whatever. It was a long time ago. I was probably a teenager, maybe, I don't know. And it caused his throat to close up. I don't remember if he died or not, but I was like, oh my God, well, there goes my mothering in the future. I was so like freaked out about that. Yeah, you know, like, because that's what you've always been. That's how they're like, I'm gonna make you eat soap.
Yeah, well, it's scary as they get older because that's when they start getting careless. Like They don't take their EpiPen places.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I ordered a coffee with pine nuts. I'm like, oh, you're more allergic to those than peanuts, dork.
Right. So yeah, I mean, we do get immune to these things, and they don't work anymore. So they could just be trying to find the right formula, like you said, just trying to. I just pray that when she first went in, when they came for her evaluation, after the first however many days, 80, however many days, and they were like, yes, go ahead and give her forced medication. I was like, what? What have we been doing? You know, the time is now.
Yeah. I wonder if like she can play this game in Idaho, but that like if it gets adjudicated or when it gets adjudicated, and I don't think she can claim that in Arizona. Like it was so clear things were planned. Like the only reason I've come up though in Idaho is that once she heard, like she was so crazy that then she didn't really think that the kids were gone or something, like she couldn't make it make sense. But then once those charges came down, it was like, oh, I did that.
It was spiteful. It was as the day is long.
It was
revenge. It was
yeah. It was
extra
everything, and I think religion was used as justification, which it doesn't justify it. And yes, I think it was involved. Like I think she did have these beliefs because, you know, when you go back and you listen to her testimony at that meeting, and she says like, "Oh, I get woken up." Then I mean, you don't know if that's serious because I would hear stuff like that.
Blowing smoke up their butts too.
Yeah, I mean,
because her and Melanie Gibb were having this contest.
Yeah.
Of who saw Jesus.
Yeah, I mean the only, and then the other thing is like when Charles is talking to the officers and he's like, something broke, something like she's not here, it's not her, and so like
her heart was not there.
Yeah,
I have checked out of marriage before. I was just like, I am done. I'm done. Yeah. Now I didn't go red rum and I took my ring off and I was like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, I've waved my flag too many times and I'm out. I can't go back. There's no going back. So.
And we know that's what she would do, only she's like pathological, like, not.
That's part of narcissism is silence.
Yeah.
It's the worst type, in my opinion.
Charles wouldn't let me use the credit card. He's an evil spirit. Like, I don't want anything, you know, he's done. He's no longer good to me because
his loins are cold.
Yeah, because, you know, he asks me not to spend us into the poorhouse. Like, you know, because I think she, obviously, her family too took advantage of their financial situation.
Oh, yeah.
But in the text messages where he's like,
then you have to put it on Charles also and say he's got to be accountable for what he allowed. What you allow is what will continue. And I feel bad that he was just that kind of guy. I've done the same thing. Oops.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I still will, kind of to an extent. And I'm like, whoa. You know, now you're just kind of you're mistaking my kindness for a weakness.
Right.
But
I'm sure she went behind his back though too, and then he just found out later, like, oh, you opened a credit card. Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I have somehow listened to the damn interview again of when Tylee was there, and she's like, "You are gonna be in a padded room." That one.
Oh yeah.
Where she tells the cop, she's like, I had to go buy one of those throwaway phones. And then later on, she goes, I'm using my mom's old phone. And I was like, well, which one is it, Lori? Are you using both of them?
Yeah, and they didn't catch that because they were like, oh, Finback.
I hadn't either. There's so much stuff to catch.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking back. I mean, you can always, what's it called? Monday Night Quarterback or whatever. Like, you can always go back and criticize, like.
And I'm going to. We are going to. I mean,
but those cops, I'm sorry.
Are these bots or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't-
you might.
Okay.
Do you have
All
people
right.
moderating?
VOT.F. Yeah, that's the bots I was talking about.
Oh yeah, like Corey Brooks.
Okay.
You
All
look
right.
like
I
a
just
bot.
didn't know because there's been a couple of them, and I'm just like, do
Yeah.
I block them or put them in timeout?
No, you block them. Block them.
Black.
You just go bye bye now.
Pull a Lori.
Hey, you all want some breaking news?
Yes. Are you pregnant?
No. Hang on just 1 second, and I will
I'm
send it
scared.
to you.
To who?
He was
To
pregnant
you.
last week.
To you both.
Oh, okay.
I gotta screenshot it.
Okay.
It's nothing huge, so don't get.
As long as it's not your hiney, we're okay.
So I'm trying to look back through the chat. When I first got on, there was talk, and I think Robbie, it was you. There was talk about Des Nat.
It reminds me of these nuts.
I know, and they even joke like when I've been doing research on them, they even have like a little meme like, "Oh yeah, we're these nuts."
It's kind of like Nancy did with Pap smear. I was like, yes, she did. She said Pap smear. Thank you for doing that for me. I saw that. I was like, woo, that is awesome.
Well, that's what got me in trouble on Twitter with them, like because
why
I shortened it to PAP, like preparing a people, because I said, you know,
Because it's long.
yeah, I was like, if you've heard me talk about Des Nat when we talked about preparing a people, but I said PAP, and that's when Des Nat got a hold of it, and they did a thing where they hashtag
Pap right now.
Yeah, and they're like, they were saying like things about my lady area, which are not true.
What?
And they threw out that hashtag, and that was the big.
I didn't even know what a hashtag was until this case happened.
Yeah, that's
I was like,
that's
you
the
can
big
click
reason.
these.
So
Didn't even know. I didn't know you click them and they send you somewhere. I was like, wow.
yeah.
I was just Facebook. That was it.
Oh my gosh, I've been on Facebook for like 2 or 3 years. It was like 2017 because I was just like, oh, people are just getting dumb.
2009.
Yeah, I mean, because I was like, I don't want to not like my family. And I feel like I'm going that direction.
Yeah, just because they're on Facebook doesn't mean that you have a better relationship. You know, it's easier to share things and stuff like that. But I personally have become too dependent upon it for that taking my place.
Right.
As me being present. And so I'm guilty of that. And I don't want that anymore. I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
So now I'm working on not being a damn hobbit under the stairs. And
me too, man.
I'm venturing out, so it's awesome. Yeah, I'm getting there, slow and steady. But
Yeah.
there's things I run right the hell back to. I'm like, oh, I'm safe here. So.
Did you get that screenshot?
Crusher? I did. I just got it.
No, I haven't.
You didn't get it?
I don't know where that phone is.
So you could hold it up to your screen so people could see it.
Okay, hold on. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me go
yeah,
find
actually, I wasn't like, when I had to shut down like the Twitter and Instagram, I was kind of like, I'm not good at updating that anyway. And Twitter has also become a pain in the ass. So I wasn't that heartbroken. I was like, okay. But yeah, they didn't work because I'm still going to talk about them.
Well, maybe one day they'll just cancel out. That's my theory. They just cancel. They're so dumb.
You know, I've been talking to like not crazy members, and they're like, it's not like they're not going to go away.
No. What you allow is what will continue, Jen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, this says
there we go. Yeah.
Oh, right there. Hold it up a little. Inactive, Mark Means.
I love that.
They took that down immediately. They
Love
did.
it.
And
Isn't it weird? Like you're literally like you're cheering for her to get better counsel. I mean, even though it's a good reason, it's like, yeah, because then she can't pull these BS appeals, or they can't turn it into a circus and it will actually flow. But
See,
it's just weird sometimes. I'm like, why am I rooting for?
well, no, like when Mom called me right before, I got everybody's text last night, and I was like, you know what, though, Mom? I said, everybody bitches about him. I said, but I've kind of enjoyed the fact that he's just so, I don't know, but he's reckless. So that is dangerous
Right.
as far as that.
Yeah.
the one, yeah, I agree 100%. The one thing the man did bring to it was,
He brought the church into it.
well, yeah, but he the times, we all know that his stuff was just so asinine and ludicrous it should have never been filed. And then other times there was just stuff we just laughed our ass off at because
Projection.
I don't even think Judge Boyce has made an order for anything Mark Means has filed in the last 7, 8, 9 months, has he? Off the top of my head, I can't.
Goodness.
I know he didn't. I don't think he's ordered anything that Means has motioned for.
Who is this?
Judge Boyce.
Well,
I think
with the motion to
needs-
quash count, that's
Maybe
what?
he's about quality and not quantity.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Judge Boyce, because where he was doing his due diligence, and me at the top of the list, I was beating the man down thinking he was soft. He was just doing his inquiries and everything and getting everything in line. So that's why he basically just ignored Mark Means on anything he filed.
Yeah. He's
When the
They're
definitely,
like, what do you want to do, Pryor? You want to go to lunch now? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely methodical. He's you can tell he's methodical, which is good for a judge. Because you know that the wheels are turning. And so, but I liked the other one too. I liked him.
I love Eddins.
When he got kind of sassy. But I just don't know how if I ever meet Rob Wood, I want to just be like, how did you not just walk over and beat the hell out of him? Like with his cattiness. Well, also, Pryor with his he didn't send it to me until 6 p.m. So I didn't have time to read it. It's like, you've been reading legal briefs forever. You could have opened it up at 6 and read through it. Like, But yeah, I'm always like, they have to be super patient.
They're whiny.
Yeah.
They're like, the dog ate it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't have a dog. Your dog ate it, so I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm that's not my forte. It's not my thing. I respect the law community, the lawyers and the paralegals, and I could maybe see you being a paralegal, but just like I wanted to be a nurse, but I never wanted to be a doctor. When you start getting so political and everything, then I'm just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I just want to be one-on-one with that person, versus, I don't know.
Speculating.
I mean, I would hate to be their defense attorney. I just feel like, oh my God, how many eggs are hitting the house right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what is
And your family.
really sad is that, I don't like the family of some family members and all that, but they didn't murder, and the defense attorneys have to do their job. They have to, like you said, due diligence, all of that.
Oh, Carrie, she says Mark means help Lori and Chad to disqualify Judge Eddins, so it only seemed appropriate Boyce disqualified Mark Means. And with that, I know that Eddins had to excuse himself or whatever, remove himself from the case, because whenever Mom and Larry filed for custody for JJ, when he were to return, he wouldn't have gone straight into Idaho state care or whatever. He would have gone to them if they, if all that had panned out. And he was working that case. So it was a conflict of interest. So he removed himself. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah. I think it
Yeah,
was
you can remove one judge. And
Yeah,
I do remember, now that I said all that, I do remember Lori, right?
Lori used hers to remove Edmund because of the conflict of the.
Okay.
He was covering the kids' case in the beginning.
But
so she's used her one throwaway. Now the question is,
when's Chad?
Is Chad still allowed to use a throwaway?
With their joint, but didn't and it's like ultimately, even though they did, he still like had a part in recusing himself. Like he didn't fight it, I think.
No. He stepped aside. He admitted that there was a conflict, but he probably wouldn't have if she hadn't done it. But still, that uses up her throwaway judge. I don't even understand that rule, but there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, so that there's not a conflict of interest, but I don't understand why you can say pass next. Yeah. And then Mallard came, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, I well, if their if their cases are together, maybe if they separate, he could, but I don't see how he could make that argument. I mean, I think if Pryor has a shot in hell, he'll try it, but
well, they have in that administrative order that Boyce put out, he has a whole panel of judges who can.
That's what they're going to do in Boise, right? They're going to rotate.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's magistrates also. I forget that. It's different.
Yeah, that's if something would happen with Boyce, one of them out of all those other that's in that group that he lists, one of them can step in and take it.
Okay. So KJ says Idaho Supreme Court solidified Judge Boyce in change of venue. So is that kind of like Rob Wood being special prosecutor? I mean, is that? I don't speak legalese.
Well,
so
it just
I don't know.
It just means like that when it was put in, they basically were like, yeah, it should be changed, which I was so relieved that it was changed because
Boyce he wanted to be moved with it. That's not the right word, wanted, but he requested to be moved with it if when it moves. So.
Yeah. Oh wait,
Are we talking about Awen Reese? I would sure love to talk about this. Oof. I would.
What? About what?
I don't know. I just a lot of weird stuff. Whenever Awen Reese, she had a YouTube channel. She still does. I don't even know. But she had came out or whatever that basically she was I guess running back and forth with for Mark Means, and like she would name drop my name in her live stream a lot, although we didn't talk hardly at all. I mean, not as much as she name dropped. I talk to everybody. That's what I do, because I like to know things. And anyways, and then it just, I don't know. It's like everything came to a head all at one time. It was my birthday was May 3rd of this year and every year prior since 78. And I remember not wanting to even be alive. Like I didn't want to breathe. I didn't remember how I told, not everybody knows this, but I said in a live chat the other night with Jen and I that I just didn't feel worthy. Like because they weren't breathing and living, then why should I? I just wanted to just be numb. I was numb. And then Tammy's birthday was May 4th. And then I remember the indictment. Oh, my mom and Larry, they just kind of took off to Idaho without telling me. It hurt my feelings. It really did. It broke my heart. I wanted to be there so bad. And so I just kind of felt so alone, just lost. And, you know, at the same time, all this stuff came out about Awen. And I had unplugged this. I mean, I do when I go and sleep and I just unplug. I don't look at my phone. Nothing. It's not on. You're not going to get me. I'd have to look at it. And I purposely didn't look at it for like a week. And then I woke up and looked at my phone and I was like, what happened while I was sleeping? And I just remember, you know, everybody being pissed off at Awen. I remember, I think I got an email or something from her, or I don't know what it was. And she was just like, I hope you're not believing what everybody is saying. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell y'all are talking about. You know, I'm thinking that to myself because I never did talk to anybody. And then, you know, like there was Trish. I had done my first live stream with her. She got me talking publicly or whatever. You know, she kind of brought me out of my shell for that. She lived close to us in Louisiana. But she's white noise open, I guess, OPED commentary. I don't know if it's open-ended. I don't know what that stands for. But she, I guess, had envies is what we call it. But she had, like, her eyes were on Awen. You know, she didn't trust her at all. And she was like, no, she's working with Mark Means. And all this is going on. I don't give a shit. I mean, I do, but that's not at all what I see. My parents don't see that either. We're just kind of like, we're focused on all this stuff and there's all this stuff going on. And we're just like, what the hell is really going on here? And at the same time, the indictments dropped and I was trying to make a video for JJ for his birthday. And it took me forever, but I did finally publish the damn thing because I was like, oh, well, I'm going to do it. And I just know that all this stuff happened and it was so not focused on the children, not focused on anybody, but people. It had nothing to do with anything except for harming and throwing monkey wrenches into an already convoluted situation. And it was disgusting. And it is disgusting. I don't know. I just know that dynamics changed after that. I'm a very intuitive person, and you can just kind of tell with the flow of things. Yeah, Rainy April says, poor Jess, she was sick with COVID for months, said first thing she asked when coming out of a coma was if Mark Means was still on the case. But Jess had did a live stream, and she was aware of what Awen was doing, but not all the way. She just kind of knew of it. She tried to talk Awen out of it, and allegedly Awen didn't. And so she came out, she bawled her eyeballs out. She emailed me a very, I mean, it was meaningful. I was just like, well, I don't even know well, okay, I'm dealing with my murdered family. And then there's this, which I never, like, if there was ever any breakout of a fight or anything in a Facebook group or anything, I was just like oblivious because everybody was there. And no matter if they were fighting or slinging mud at each other, they're there for these kids. They're there for us. And so what else could you ask for? I mean, Carl Danger can be the most abrasive dude ever, but oh my God, he's the team Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, Joe, Justice. He's on Team Justice, and that's all that matters, right? Right. No matter how we go about it, and it just at the same time, all of this was happening. Girl on Fire was her name that she goes by. She did an interview with Lauren on Hidden True Crime, and just right as all this was happening, I mean, it's just like I can't tell you. It just was one big run-in time, and it was so crazy. And I remember Little Red. We also call her Little Red. She had put out a couple podcasts a year prior to all this, and Isabel Legault and like April Passy and myself and Leanne from Doomsday, we would go, and I mean, I don't know how many times I'd fall asleep watching this damn podcast. And she would speak in parables, and I was so frustrated at the time. I'm like, I'm so sick of parables. I'm tired of the circle jerk. I'm tired. I just want somebody to come out and tell me what the F this is. Because it just, everybody's toying with you, it seems. But they're so scared. And I'm like, what are you scared of? Cheating or whatever? I mean, my family's dead, But I get it. God was working on me, obviously. I needed to just become a little more compassionate. And I did. It just took time. And so, anyways, I finally did get to talk to Girl on Fire, aka Lil Red. And then at that same time, Lauren had reached out to me on Messenger, and I'm not a very trusting person, although I tell you, I pour my heart out, but I do it because I'm not ashamed of who I am. This is me. And I've learned a lot through all this, but at the same time, Lauren had reached out to me, and it could be totally non-related, but this is how it happened in my world. And Lauren had sent me a message just asking me if I needed to talk. And that, if I ever wanted to talk, that she would want to talk. She was there. I thought on it for a few days, and because I just don't just jump in, I'm not impulsive like I used to be. And I finally, after a couple of days, I answered back, and I was like, sure, I really do need to talk to somebody. But it just seemed to turn into some weird, and it's I am at fault for not just coming forth with it, but I didn't really even know what was going on, or just trying to make sense of all this shit.
All right.
And so, and all these feelings, and like the indictments coming down, that didn't feel good either, It's just like nobody wins. because no matter what, it doesn't breathe life back into them. And here you are, and you're going through all this stuff in a public audience, in a public whatever. And it's hard, but it's also like I couldn't do this without everyone here, even the ones that maybe don't get me, and I don't maybe get them. That doesn't make us bad people. It is what it is. That's how the world goes around. Mm-hmm. However, I just felt so betrayed, because when I finally was like, yeah, I do need to talk, all I heard was crickets. And then it was Lauren, did a podcast or whatever with Girl on Fire, and I was like, I hope she didn't think that, like, I'm not a journalist. Like, that's not what I do. I'm a victim, a co-victim, or whatever. I'm just somebody trying to make sense out of all this shit. I want to talk to these people. I want to one-on-one without anybody intervening. I should have that opportunity, that right, especially if they reached out to me. That's my opinion. That will never change. We need people like Lauren, because they get the story out. That's not my job. Mine's to process it, I would think that my expectations were maybe a little too high. And in my mind, I was like, well, I fell for it. I opened up, or was open up, and I got left. I got abandoned. Just gone. We don't need you. We've got your mom now. People were using me to get to my mom, and I was just like, whatever. Just it's the weirdest shit ever. And I couldn't get to my mom. My mom couldn't even get to my mom. It's on the here. Don't go far with it, because then. But I couldn't even get to my mom. I wanted my parents so bad. I'm just now getting to them. I'm just now getting that. 2 years, over 2 years. Love you. And it's just been hard and lonely. It's been very lonely. And that's why I'm here. Just before I got on here, I was typing, and just those were my feelings. They're hard to share, but I was just exploding. And it just seemed to kind of just get a little wonky, I guess. I started to feel kind of weird vibes from Lauren. I'd be there supporting, like I do everybody. I'd be in there, just cheerleading, super chat. I did it because it was like an investment back into the kids, into this case, That's how I saw it. That's how I see it. And I respect people for the time that they put in, the energy. This takes a lot of work, but I'm kind of glad for me, because this has been my journey, and it's kept my mind busy. That's for sure. But I don't know. It just got weird, and I kind of have other things going on, like coping, healing, living, processing, and things like that. And maybe it just got lost. Like, maybe she just lost sight of that, And I understand. I'm human. I have fucked some shit up, y'all, in my life, and I'm sure I'm not done. I just hope I don't do it intentional like I used to. But it's like once Mom started showing up in the live streams, I was no longer really needed, I guess. That's how I felt. I felt discarded. But then again, those feelings are on me. I am accountable for my feelings. I have a past. I have issues, you know. I've had trauma before this. So this was just, you know, cherry on top. And it's like once mom started showing up, I remember, I mean, I was always in chat. I was always talking about, oh, you know, and she would say, you know, Lauren would say, you know, Chris is here. And I never was always, I'm not always just looking for anybody to acknowledge me. I just want to be here with y'all because I can't even talk to my best friend of 36 years about this because she doesn't know how to help me and I try to protect her. And so it's just such a weird position. And then I get tired of talking to Jason. And I like to bounce my perspectives off of others to make sure that I'm in line. Because that's important to me. Because they're important to me, you know? But I just, whatever happened, it happened. And I don't know. It got weird. It got really weird. And so when the A1 stuff came out, all of a sudden there was kind of wind of, what do you call it? A diagnosis for Lori, which I won't believe it. I don't believe anything unless I hear it from source, from the correct source. Like, I don't know what it is. I tune it out. It doesn't register with me. I don't know. I noticed all these things going on because that's what I do. I'm hyper vigilant because I'm scared to death. I'm always way up here with my anxiety. So I am 50 feet in front of everybody and I'm tired. I'm wore out. It gets very exhausting and you don't know what this cult is. People aren't even calling it a cult and you're like, there's a goddamn cult. Okay. And I know this because 3 of my family members are dead. Yours aren't, you know, but mine are. And my mom, she's a zombie. Okay. You get it? So I was worried constantly. So it just kind of was weird that this diagnosis kind of came out and I was like, maybe it's just, you know, and it probably is just speculation, or maybe their opinions. Right, we all have them, right? Everybody's got an asshole. We all have opinions. I just don't like the divide. The divide, when I feel like I have to, like, it's not my research, it's our research. This is their blood is spilled all over it. I'm gonna dig through every piece, every single piece. And that's what it seems like. It seems like everybody's like claim. I'm just like, okay, well, do I need to ask permission to borrow this? Or, you know, it's weird. It is the weirdest situation you could ever imagine life to be. It's like the goddamn Twilight Zone. And it's messed up. And like I say, you're either for me or you're against me. So if you're not working, you know, or at least, I don't know, just making it. I remember one live stream, and this is when I really stepped back. I said, oh, okay, I trust my gut. I do. I trust my gut. I trust my instincts. And, you know, when Lauren was signing off, she was like, and this is on me. Maybe I was having a pity party. Whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'm just healing or coping or just working through shit. I don't know. But, you know, she was, Lauren was like, you know, we just want to recognize, we're sorry to all the victims, you know, Kay and Larry and Colby and Kelsey and, I mean, everybody, even Annie Cushing. And Annie Cushing is never, as far as I know, I've never seen her in any part of their lives. But what do I know? I just pay attention a lot. And she just left me out, and I was like, okay, she's pissed off at me or something. You know, I don't know what I did besides just be in the middle of something. I just was like, what? And so that's where that went wonky with me. But I still continued to watch because, you know, when Sean Littlebear was showing up and Janelle and stuff, I was like, oh my God. Like, they don't get a platform. I just wasn't ready yet. And I didn't even know about it until I saw it was coming on, and I was like, holy fuck, you know, oh God. And I felt like, ooh. Like, I know life's not fair. I get it. I'm a big girl. It just feels good to get it out.
And that's why we're here. We're here for you. We're here for that. You've got thousands.
It just went weird. And I feel like it could be then the Lori Hella stuff. How that I was just like, whoa, what the hell? It's just weird. And I know that it could be cleared up with, you know, just adults talking like adults. But I haven't found that kind of time. I'm just now starting to breathe because I have a really good support system here. And thank God for that, you know? So when it's time, I will, I guess, go and, you know, be the bigger person and say, hey, how can we fix this? What happened? And I don't want it sugar coated. I want real, because I'm real, and that's what I give. I know that I had nothing to do with any of that. I just was kind of caught in it, and I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on because I was not paying attention to God's army. I'm paying attention to Satan and all their spawn, you know. It's just fucked up.
So is there a bridge that can be gapped?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm a forgiving, understanding. I'm a very understanding person. Why? Because I've been there. Why? Because I am no better than anybody else. I will never ask anybody here to do anything that I wouldn't do or have not done myself. I'm a helper. I like to help. I love to help. I'm trying to get back to that person, you know?
Right.
So in the meantime, this is healing for me. This is me processing. This is me coming to terms with it. It's real, and they're here. They were human. They had real lives, and we have real lives. We did. I did. And I still do. It's just different. It just looks different now. And I get a lot of fulfillment out of being right here with everybody going through this together. So thank y'all for that. And this, and just rallying around us. I can't imagine how families do this without God's army. I mean, it's torn us all apart. Not that we were whole ass to begin with. You know, we were normal, but the fun and dysfunctional family. And I know I masked things with, you know, the wrong way. It was from one extreme to another until this happened. And then I got woke. I did. And I continue to every day. But I feel love. That's what I feel. So anything can be fixed, because I'm not God. I'm not here to judge. I'm not at all. I never want that job ever. It's just it's hard dealing with all this already, and then all this other stuff. It's petty and it's silly and it's not counterproductive. It is. It sucks.
Can I just say this to you?
Mhm.
And this is about as dumbed down as I can make it, but there eventually comes a time where you have to stop letting people live rent free in your head.
Right. Oh yeah. I let it drive me, actually. It drives me. Again, I don't want any harm on anybody. I never say ill words. I'm just about as I get pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. I get pissed and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand. But then, you know, I do get in my head for a couple of days. What do you call it? Reflect. Reflection is huge for me. Just to kind of make sure what I'm feeling is right, or if I'm just over exaggerating. I really try to work these things out where I'm methodical. Turns out. And I used to be the most impulsive. Gosh, there it was. I'm not playing. Every action deserved my reaction immediately, and oh my God, I got it was a very bad way of handling things. And Lori, just seeing Lori in the courtroom, I was like, oh my God, I don't ever want to hear her say anything, because nothing she says will mean a fucking thing to me. Nothing. Because she won't mean it. I don't believe her. So she would just be wasting her breath, wasting her time. And that's how, when people ask me, you know, and maybe I don't show my anger or my disgust, I guess, with Lori. I just really have always been taught to turn the other cheek. That's what I do, because it hasn't failed me. It's the right thing to turn the other cheek. Be better than you were yesterday. Be better than, just don't be an asshole. That's the moral of the story. Nobody wins here. We are all, I think, well, I mean, we have different journeys, of course. I'm not gonna maybe stop where you stop, because that's you're satisfied there. I'm going until my instinct says, okay, we're done. And my instinct is Charles and Tylee and JJ. They are my driving force. I do this for them. I really do. I love them. And I couldn't be the aunt that our family dynamic changed, you know, when JJ was adopted. Big time. And at that time, I was like, oh, I don't get to be the aunt. I'm, you know, playing pity party. I just didn't know how to go about it. I was going through my own crap at that time. My son went to live with his dad and didn't come back for 6 years. So I was parental alienated from my son for 6 years. And pretty much half of me died. So the whole time JJ was alive, Zach was gone. And I didn't like conflict either. And so I didn't, time just kind of got more and more in between us. And I got scared. I didn't want to be rejected as his mom. I didn't want to fight with his dad or listen to them call me names. You know, I just didn't want to deal with any of that. And I'm wrong for that. I should have stood up for myself, for my son, for my kids. And I know that's what I asked Mom about that just recently. And I was like, do you think that maybe made you not, just go full force with JJ? And she said, 100%. And so, that's something I guess we had to go through that maybe drove her so hard. I don't know. Blessings. They're lessons and blessings. They hurt, but they teach us. They're supposed to. And so there's that.
Well, get it all out.
How much do I owe y'all? Deep Thoughts by Krisha.
Jen's backstage, Crusher.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Don't apologize. I accidentally kicked myself out, and I was like, oh god, because I didn't want to look like an asshole. I'm proud of you, and
I am too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm having a hard time not getting emotional, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's the truth of my story. This is my story. This is my side of it. Nobody gets to take this away from me. Nobody. And I'll be damned. I've fought hand over fist not to be in the spotlight. I don't want to be in the spotlight. Oh my god, I hate it. But I had to explain myself so many times. They were like, well, who are you? You know, because I didn't do an interview or something. And I'm like, I'm JJ's aunt. I know it sounds confusing. I didn't make it. It's just the way it is. I'm JJ's aunt. I'm Charles Vallow's niece. Kay Woodcock's daughter. But I'm Krisha. I have a voice. I wasn't heard when I was a child. Turns out, you grow through this too. It's a lot of self-realization also. And it's not a bad thing. It hurts, but kind of like that soul cry. I do the same cry my mom does, where you run out of space. Nothing else can come out. You're just like, oh, and it's like a pressure relief valve. Literally, it just lets off the steam, and then I'm okay for a little while, and then I just repeat. But other than that, my counselor a long time ago told me I was resilient. I didn't even know what she meant by that, but I kind of understand it now. I don't realize that I'm doing it, and Mom doesn't realize that she does it. I see it in her, and I love her to death. I want to protect my family. Really, I tried so many years to stay away from them because I felt picked apart, like I just wasn't good enough. But but that was for me. That was my journey, and I'm still on that journey. I'm learning a lot, and I want to share that because maybe I can save somebody 18 years or 20 years or 5 minutes. You know, if it resonates, it's not you. When other people are the way they are to you, it's nothing. I mean, unless, you know what I mean. We're walking projectors. So whatever I have a problem, whatever I get offended by, is not really by what you did. You didn't do anything to me personally. It's in me, and it's something I have to work through from my past or from whenever I'm my premortal life. I don't know. And so I've just been adjusting and adapting and overcoming, and I think we do that till we die. I don't know. It sucks that it had to happen this way, but I'm not one to question God or his motives. He knows what he's doing, and I know that I'm just a vessel, and he guides me, and he leads me to whomever I need to cross paths with, and whom I do it. I think that's how this works. And we just do that. You know, it's really, it's a gift. It's a blessing. It really is.
Well, and the thing to remember too is there's not a timeline on this. So you grieve, absorb, and all the other things that have to be done on your time, at your pace.
Yep.
You owe us nothing. You owe us nothing.
And same, you know.
So
that's what I think. That's where we connect as human beings. You know, this is what we're supposed to do. And it's not necessarily that I'm hurting. I'm actually relieved from letting it out. You know, I never, ever like purposely said, well, I've been, like I said, I've been divorced before, a couple times, twice. And, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I had to get through it to get to it. That used to be my saying. Still is, kind of. And because it's true, you don't go around it. You don't get to sweep it under the rug. And it just needs to be dealt with. And yeah, it stings. Yeah, it hurts for a little bit, but it goes away. And instead of feeling guilt and shame for drinking or being a workaholic, or because all it does is transform. From my experience, it has just, I've dove straight into this and I haven't come up. I'm like a duck. I've gone down and I haven't come back up. And I'm getting those chances now because I have such an amazing support group, and I love y'all and thank y'all for that. That's God.
You deserve it. You should have it.
I want to be there for y'all. I do. I like to help. I like to. I'm working on that. It's so hard to get out of your own tunnel. It's just been crazy. It's been crazy. That crazy. I don't know how else to explain it right now. That'll come in time.
And just when it starts to calm down a little bit, there'll be something else big come out and blow everything up right back up again. So it's coming in waves, and that's not helping either.
Thank God, no. I don't know if I or my family, I don't know. If it would have came out at once, I don't really know if I could have wrapped my head around it all. Like, I don't know. I won't know that because it didn't come out that way, but I imagine my head would have, I would have had a stroke or a heart attack by now. I don't know. There were times when I was like, I can't breathe, and I still get like that.
It hurts.
It is so deep down, and it's so my anxiety. I don't actually breathe from where I'm supposed to, and I don't even know how. Sometimes when I'm breathing normal, I'm not, all anxious and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, how was I doing it before? That's bad, and you're like, how do I breathe? One breath at a time, I guess.
Yep.
Just know we got you, girl. You ain't got. Just know that, and
I know that, or I wouldn't be right here. There, it just came out.
That's okay.
I thank y'all. I didn't really know. I've been wanting to talk about it, and when's there a right time? I want to talk about the kids and Charles. I want to talk about the victims. I want to talk about how we can fix these things. I want to talk about how we can work together as a community, as God's children, if you believe in that. If not, as just a good human being
human level
with the moral compass, anti-MGs. That's all.
And that should be the case. And you guys come first.
You come first, and you come first, and you come first, and you come first. We all need to. You've helped show me that Jason has to. Not to depend on anybody. I was just so scared to say anything. I didn't want to, like with my mom or the case. I was so I didn't know what to do. You're so helpless. You're so fucking helpless. Like, what do you do? I mean, that's my brother, whom I would die for. I don't want him to hurt. I've always protected him, or been motherly or nurturing to him, just like y'all see Tylee with JJ. I love him, and he was my life baby doll. And so the whole time that JJ was adopted, to Uncle Charles and Lori, my son was gone, and so we leaned on each other a lot. And his son, at least my son's still breathing. He lost his son twice. That sucks.
Yeah.
I just feel for him, even though he's made bad choices. And he and Mandy, they're great people. They're wonderful people. But they're just toxic for one another. But they made that baby. And I mean, that's all I could ask for, right? And I wasn't able to play that role, to be that role, the aunt. I don't have any other nieces or nephews. And so I'm being the aunt to JJ now that he deserved, that I feel he deserved, that I deserved, that we all deserve. Just that somebody who just won't stop. And I keep them at the heart. It's not about anything else. Solving puzzles so it can make sense, so we can fix it, not fix it, but be proactive instead of reactive, because I don't ever want another human soul to go through this, even though it happens every damn day. And so I want to get to a place where I'm okay. And we can actually take our eyes off of this, and we can really just, can you imagine? In honor of them and their legacies. And I mean, just channel all that and just do so much good with it. That's what I see. And I'm not a quitter. I take breaks, but I'm not a quitter. And none of y'all are either. Y'all are some diehards. Thank God. Thank God. I feel like they picked y'all. I feel like they handpicked y'all. Honestly. It's crazy. Crazy beautiful. But anyways, how about that court hearing? So, anyways, I don't know. It'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah, it will. And we'll be stronger whenever we get to that part of it.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, you know. We're not always going to agree. We're not going to always see eye to eye. We all have something to bring to the table, whether it be something that just rubs you the wrong damn way, and you're just like, what the hell? Whose side are you on? But, you know, I mean, those perspectives really make the world go round. They really do. They really. So I watched KJ. She was like, I know I'm sounding crazy. And her earlier, you know, I agree with her. I really did. I agree with all y'all. This has just been, I mean, whether y'all knew it or not, I mean, I was watching and learning, and that's how I stayed connected. That's how I traveled to Idaho.
But we've all learned I mean, I feel like you've definitely helped me grow, and
Good. Same.
And I think I can't say anymore because my voice is breaking, but I will talk to you later. You know I will, and you know I'm always
I know that.
here.
I feel it.
When you need to take a break, you need to take a break, and that's okay.
And when you need to talk, you need to talk.
Yeah.
And for y'all to just listen, wow. It's hard coming out of like trauma. That's why I talk over so much, because I feel like it's the last time I'm going to be able to say anything. and we're still like, whenever like I go to mom and you know, and we're just like blah, 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 and she's like, holy shit. Or sometimes she does it to me and I'm just like, good God, when we went to Rexburg, I was like, did she ever shut up? I don't ever remember her talking this much. I take my earbuds out and I'm like, are you talking to me? She's like, no, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, well, can you look that way? Because I think you're talking to me. So, I mean, I get it. And so it's good to feel that I finally am feeling my family, maybe for the first time in my life, in this light.
If
that makes any sense. Because we weren't as together or yearned to be together as much as we do now. We just didn't know how, because I mean, you're an empty shell, you don't know what the hell. And I know that it's going to do this. That's where we have our peaks and our valleys, and we pick each other up. We don't knock each other down. And that's all I have to say about that. I need a cigarette. I've been holding it and like banging it on this thing right here.
Well, yeah. I will allow it.
Yeah. I'm going to dip out too.
But I will talk. You know how I am.
Yeah.
But I really do feel honored. Oh, now I'm really crying.
Well, you don't, because you can't let it out yet.
I'll just turn off
So
my mic.
you turn it off. You're a big girl. No, I gotta find the mouse. Don't turn your mic off.
Snot.
I didn't. I didn't. I snotted all in front of you.
Well, now you have to
I'm
hear me
reading
do
the
it.
comments as I go. I've been like looking, and so I love every one of y'all. I really do. Y'all don't realize. Y'all don't realize. I didn't know that God like gives you a pie of love for each person. And I want to get back to every single one of y'all. I do, and then I feel like, because I don't interact or comment or I want to, but I don't. There's not enough time in the day. I try to do it
People
here.
understand,
I hope so.
and they should really.
And if
You
not,
know,
I try to work it out. Let's work it out. I know that everybody deserves that. I hope to make something out of that. Also, somewhere where everyone who suffers a loss, whether it's someone living or that passed away or that was, murdered, whatever, a baby, we all suffer loss. Even being discouraged, like discouragement is a loss because you're discouraged, But we should be able to talk about it safe and without worrying about anything else and without worrying about being interrupted, because that was awesome. That was a gift. I'm just Jason, he don't do it on purpose. They try to fill my words in, and I'm like, God dang it, stop. It's getting to the point where I can't even find my words because you're just trying to help by helping me find my words. And that's the trauma, that's part of the trauma. And I want to be self-reliant because if anything happens, and I mean, he was on his deathbed when Lori was being extradited. So I mean, this has been it's been like for everybody. It's been crazy. It has been crazy. And I thought it was crazy before that. So here we are. Crazy and shit. Talking about crazy people and shit. I wouldn't have it any other way though. I would rather not talk. I wouldn't talk to anybody else about this. Y'all are my favorite people to talk about crazy bitches. So thank you. And I value this. I value your time. And just understand kind words.
I love you. Thanks everybody in the chat. I gotta go, Pressure. You know my number, Jen. You know it. If you need to talk, we talk it out. And like I said, just for that other stuff, don't let people live rent free in your head, bro. Okay?
I got it.
Okay.
It's a lesson.
Just keep reminding. Let's just keep reminding,
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll holler at you later.
I love you.
All right.
Bye, Bubby.
Bye.
All right, kiddo.
I know. We're gonna go.
This is a big one.
I'm
so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm just gonna say thank you. I'm gonna accept that compliment.
Yay.
It's hard to do.
Progress. It is hard, but
baby steps. And thank everybody here. Thank you for everything. And I can't wait to do it again. So
enjoy your cigarette. I usually don't say that. And I'll text you later, or you can text me.
You hit me on the hip.
just when you're,
Yeah.
you know,
I love
you know,
everyone.
I always, yeah, everyone here is amazing. And I love seeing the support.
It's beautiful. It's really a beautiful thing. So I love that I get to be a part of it. And anyways, all right. On that note, we're gonna say, remember who
you are, what you stand for.
Love always wins. And bye, neighbors. I just do that to people.